Welcome back to AFTV, everyone. Welcome to the watch along. It's match day. It's Crystal Palace versus Arsenal in the Premier League, our first away league game of the season, as it was last year. Arsenal won 2-0. Hopefully they can do the same, and if not, better again today. Let's welcome our panel. We have Turkish and Dan and Sharoy all here to enjoy the game. You look concerned. What's wrong?
No, I'm not concerned like that. It's a difficult game, though.
It is a difficult game.
Yeah.
But Gabriel, listen, let's go straight into it. Gabriel, what do you think?
I think it confirms that this is his preferred, lineup. Obviously, with Timber or Zinchenko ideally being our left back. I think this is the transition. I mentioned towards the end of last season that this, what we were seeing last season, might not be the end product in terms of Arteta's philosophy, because he is a new manager. And what we saw last season is by far the most complete set he's had to work with. But then he's had another summer of spending 200 mil, so this is how it's evolved. Yeah. I want to see better than we saw against Forest. I am surprised by it. I'm wondering, is the rumours to Saudi Arabia or Real Madrid or whatever else is true with Gabriel? Has that caused any friction? Maybe it's not ideal, and maybe some of Gabriel's team raised the interest from Saudi a couple of weeks ago, and Arteta, we know how Arteta is with bringing in players. If you're entertaining other clubs, then forget about it. We were not interested. So if a player at the club is entertaining other clubs, or maybe the people around him are, then maybe this ain't ideal. Maybe this isn't the evolution that he wanted. Maybe it's a case of, all right, if your head's turning, then you're out of the side. So I don't know what to make of it so far. Obviously the transfer window's still open, so in a couple of weeks, with everyone here and everyone fit, hopefully we'll know exactly the lineup he wants to go with. But for now, if we're talking about the lineup and not much change aside from Timber and Tomiyasu, we didn't play that well against Nottingham Forest. We controlled things. I wasn't worried after going 2-0 up, even after they scored their goal. But overall, against Palace away from home, I think it's Monday night. It's a much bigger test.
So. It wasn't scintillating stuff at all from Arsenal against Forest, but there was some positives, in fact plenty of positives, but I know what you mean. It didn't feel like we got to the levels that we got to last season, especially early on in the start of the season, that first half. There have been rumours / reports coming out about Gabriel since the 11's been announced, so we will obviously keep an eye on that. Whether it be tonight and across the coming days. We obviously play Fulham on Saturday. Any updates we will cover on AFTV, so do follow the channel, do hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet, and hit the like button if you're enjoying the stream. Stick with us because we'll be reacting to every moment as it happens in the Palace Arsenal game. And it's not just here on YouTube, we are live on Twitch as well, so go follow us on Twitch. And of course you're doing your FIFA series, aren't you?
Yeah,
with Cecil. I saw your 75 grand bid for Declan.
70, and that was Cecil. Yeah, he had the pad. So you talk to Cecil about that when he's in.
Have you seen it?
Nah, go on.
They bid for Declan Rice, obviously it's last year's game.
Yeah.
And David Moyes in the game walks out and goes, it's an insulting offer, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what? 75 grand, not 75 million. Or 70 grand.
Like I said, Cecil.
Good at maths, Cecil.
It was you who clocked it, to be fair. You went, wait, what have we bid?
Yeah, I wasn't sure about
That's not even covering his weekly wage, man.
He got the job done in the end anyway, Cecil. So.
Oh, did he get him in the end?
Yeah, we got Rice. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Fair play. What about Timber?
Yeah, got him as well.
Oh, good work. Wow, Cronkies gave you a budget.
Yeah, we done something on that game. We ended up with 500 mil, so.
Well, that's all you came back with.
You would enjoy.
Fair enough. Go follow it on Twitch and here on YouTube as well. Dan, welcome back. Troy, welcome back. We were chatting to you in the last hour about the 11. Let's move on from the 11. I think we've just got to see how it does, and of course we can reflect on it after. Let's talk about Palace. Am I sort of subconsciously making too many excuses for Arsenal already when I say Elise signing a new contract, committing his future to Palace might reinvigorate them a little bit? I know they won the opening game, but it's just that added spice to the Monday night at Selhurst. And these shouldn't be excuses for Arsenal, but it just feels like, oh, nice timing. You know what I mean?
Palace will be really happy that they've kept him. And he's probably one of their best players, along with Eze for me. And I think Eze will be dangerous tonight. But I don't think they've had an amazing window. Well, the mood around Palace hasn't been very positive, has it? Let's be real. Since Patrick Vieira left, it was a little bit like, oh, we've gone back to Roy Hodgson. Turns out that wasn't such a bad thing now. That's kept him into the league. I feel personally, though, that they're definitely missing something up top. They're going to miss Zaha, they're going to miss Elise today because he's obviously injured, isn't he? So I believe those two players will be a good thing for Arsenal. They're not there. But I think for me today, it's all about the midfield battle, because I look at what Lerma and Doucouré can do. They're beasts, absolute monsters in the middle there. So we need, in my opinion, a Thomas Partey in there, and to see him at right back. And I know that it's different in and out of possession, that we have him dropping into the midfield with Rice and Partey. I would like to have seen starting in there with Odegaard. So I think that's going to be key for me today for Palace. And I think that, you know, they've really got Guehi and Anderson, who are going to be threats from set pieces, and they've got the midfield possession potential there with both of those beasts in the middle. So it's going to be an interesting battle, man.
I agree that Lerma and Doucouré have a dynamism about them that Arsenal might struggle with. And Eze, I think, is brilliant at picking up pockets and running at players. He's got so much flair and creativity. But if I counter it with, we think of it as that three versus Havertz, Odegaard, Rice. But if Arsenal have the ball and it becomes Partey and Rice and Odegaard and Havertz, suddenly it's a complete different complexion, that midfield battle.
Yeah, and that's why on the starting 11 show, when you said hands up if you think this is brave, I put my hand up straight away, because it's all predicated upon Arteta thinking that we are going to have the ball, which is why I understood it at home against Forest. But this, I mean, look, this could be a very different game. But looking at their lineup, looking at the fact that it's a Monday night, looking at the fact that it's their first home game, and looking at the Elise new contract, if I'm being forthright about this, if you're the team that finished second last year and you're now into your fourth full season as a manager and you've invested, I don't give a shit about any of that. This is a game that you have to go out there and win. And if Manchester City and Brighton have now set the pace and they're the only teams with 2-2, you do not want to be in that tier 2 pack this early on.
Sure.
Because you look at what winning 5-5 did to the start of last season and the confidence that brought, right? You want to emulate that, and when you look at the run of fixtures we have, we ought to emulate that. And it would be a damn shame if we didn't do it, not because of personnel, but because of being what I think is brave, but what could be taking an unnecessary risk. Because if you're talking about they've got a set piece threat, if we concede from a set piece, everyone's going to say, why is Gabriel not on the pitch? If you were talking about them being good in transition, if they're that good in transition and we get caught on the break and it's down Partey's flank, everyone's going to go, well, why was he there when we have specialist right backs? You know, and that's the problem. It's not necessarily, I mean, obviously dropping points would be a problem, but if we drop points in that entirely foreseeable manner, there's going to be an inquest.
Foreseeable manner, what a great way to put it. That is my biggest concern. I really like to think I'm consistent when, if Arsenal go with something and I'm largely happy with the 11, I can see the plan, it goes wrong, things can go wrong. It's when the fan base show a collective fear towards an approach that is based on very fair points and analysis or whatever, and if Arteta misses it, it's like, that could be. Do you remember when we lost to Brighton at home 2-1 in the Champions League run-in? And we all said, don't take Xhaka out of position, Partey's injured, but don't take Xhaka out of position, Tierney's injured, but don't take Xhaka out of position. He takes Xhaka out of position. What does he do the week after? Move him back. Like that. Those are the things that you tear your hair out.
Listen, I look a year back and I say I was fearful of going into the season with Jesus as our striker because of the concern about lack of goals, and I look how we evolved in that sense. So I understand the fears, and maybe it's a shock coming from me, especially the way I've been in terms of on YouTube in the years gone by on Arsenal. But what Arteta's done is kind of, you know, prove himself to a certain level and prove himself enough to give him the chance. You mentioned we can't really judge until we see it. We saw it against Forest. We wasn't, you know, that excited by it. We're seeing it again now, and I'm sure we will continue seeing it, because I'm sure even if we draw this game or potentially lose it, I don't think, if this is Arteta's, you know, philosophy and the evolving of it, then he's given himself enough credit in the bank to go forward with it.
We've got to give it time, haven't we? If this is the new way, we can't in game two go, this isn't going to work, because we've got to see it not work.
But how does that work with what Sharoy was saying, which is that ultimately £200 million spent, fourth full season. Is it fourth full season? Yeah, it's his fourth full season.
Yeah, this is number 4.
Yeah. So I'm kind of with you. Like, I don't have the same patience.
Because you know what? Sorry, just to take it back, because let's talk about how maybe a 3 years ago version of me would have seen this right now. I'd be like, what are we doing trying to fit Havertz in?
Right.
Because I am confused about that one. I am still waiting to find out about that one. that is a concern, that is a fear. But with Arteta, I have asked, what are you doing many times in the last 2 years? And on the pitch, he's proven himself. And you know, there comes a time where I have to say, all right, let me take a step back. But there is some confusing aspects to the changes made, because for me, I would have looked at it as we came so close. We lacked defensively for the 3rd year in a row, whether it's Villarreal semi-final Europa League, whether it's the end of the season we finished 5th just behind Tottenham, or whether it was last season, defensive injuries caused that. Timber for me was the most exciting, because not only is he a quality player, but he fixes the exact positions that we faltered in the last 3 years. Now he's injured, that's a big blow. And fitting Havertz in is the one that, you know, it's all going to rest on that. You know, I think this whole Mikel Arteta era could potentially rest on Havertz and how successful this signing is or isn't.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Just quick, James. Like, we said there was pressure on Mikel Arteta this season. Even more so with he's doing stuff like this now. Even more so, because you brought Havertz in, you have to make that work. You've got to make it work. Now we're changing the formation. You've got to make that work. And 2 games in, people are questioning it because it's new. That's what it is. Some people don't like change, do they? They like the 4-3-3. Everybody saw this as last year's side, but with Rice instead of Xhaka. Now we're seeing complete change. It's got to work. It's got to work.
I would challenge that slightly again, because, okay, let me talk from my perspective. And I can't speak for everyone, but for me, it's not just that it's new. Last week against Forest, I didn't mind it because I was willing to win it 2-1 rather than 4-0. Doing something new that might be the future and the evolution. I believe that Palace away is a step up in terms of difficulty, in terms of the atmosphere, in terms of the pressure they'll put on us. Listen, Forest did nothing. 1 chance from Brendan Johnson, he kind of scuffs at it, and then the goal, you know, from our corner. They did absolutely nothing other than that. A 1 shot save from Ramsey, he was offside. So I was fine with that, because I kind of thought, even if this does kind of go wrong, we should still have enough to get over the line. And then Martinelli magic and a Saka goal and whatever. I don't think this game is going to be weighted so much in our favour, possession-wise, shots-wise, or whatever, that actually tactical mistakes will sort of be covered by ultimately the quality coming through. I think this is going to be more about getting it tactically right. And what I saw from Saliba against Forest, good game, he's a very good player. He was dragged to the left a lot more. He hasn't played that side before, he's a little bit more uncomfortable. White's adapting as a centre-back. Partey, I actually thought he had a really good game in possession against Forest, but he didn't look like he was naturally getting out to the right as well as maybe Zinchenko can, in terms of understanding when to go, when not to, when to hold the shape, whatever. And I just feel like Palace might exploit that more. And so I'm willing to be patient, but it's not just, it's change. It's like, I think Palace can hurt us more.
It's probably that, but I think it's also a bit of, look, people like change when things aren't going well. People don't like change when they don't understand 100%. Why the change is occurring.
Facts.
If you're looking at our system last year and the way that we played and everything that season brought us in terms of belief, I know it sounds elementary, but is there a case for if it ain't broke, don't fix it? Did we ever look at our system last year and say the system's a problem?
Yeah,
we said defensive frailty might have been a problem because of personnel. There were a number of things. There might have been an element of youth or naivety, but we never really pointed to the system. We thought the system was in fact one of our strengths. And I think that's where the nerves and the unease come from, because we're changing one of the things that we really believed in last year.
Yeah. Should we talk about Eddie Nketiah as well, who leads the line again? He got a goal against Forest, and that's all you can ask. When he starts, he's been scoring. Okay, Emirates Cup game, but sure, he scored. And then with Forest game, this is going to be another one where there's plenty of creativity around him. So they've got to, yes, he's got to drop back and do his link-up play Turkish, but when the chances come, that's what I'm judging him most.
Yeah, and I think that's how you judge Eddie, the goal scoring. He's not the number 9 that's going to link up play like Jesus or Trossard or potentially Havertz. He's the one that you look at in and around the box, at the end of chances, off the shoulder if need be. So I expect goals. Against Forest, he did get his goal, and like I said, if I expect goals and you get a goal and win the game, then it's all good and well. Especially in a game where chances were few and far between, and that's something I ask of him. In a game where chances are few and far between make the difference, and he was part of making the difference. But it wasn't a game where chances should have been few and far between against Nottingham Forest. That's actually a game where I would have expected him to get 1 or 2 goals, right? And he done that. Against Palace away, as we've all mentioned, it's a bigger test. It's a more difficult test.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a tight game again. And again, I'm looking at him to be one of the ones to make a difference, because he is there not to bring in the others. He is there to be on the end of it.
Yeah.
So whether we create a few chances, whether we create many chances, again, I expect a goal from him. Is that unfair?
No, I mean, and I want to ask you, Dan, you know, the Forest performance. I actually thought his overall game lacked a little bit in that Forest performance, but he scored. He got his chance, he scored. He actually did well to sort of contribute to making that chance for himself. Is that really what it comes down to?
That's a fair analysis, bro. Yeah. People always say, don't they? What did Eddie do? I don't really see him do much, but he scored every single game. 14 goals in 16 Emirates starts.
Yeah.
You can't really slate the lad for that, can you? Do you know what I mean? That's a good record. I've never really minded Eddie. I've never really loved him. I don't want him to be the number one striker. Don't mind. I think there's a place in the squad for him. I like his intensity. I like his energy. And I think when he is on the end of it, I do kind of rate him, to be fair, to put it in. I feel like there's a lot that's lacking in his game. And like you said, James, I think that's a fair analysis. He also looked absolutely knackered as well. For
He does work really hard.
Exactly, yeah. So maybe that's why that is, and that's not a bad thing when we need a squad, right? So of course, but again today I expected him to play. I thought that was a lineup. I called it. I said Tomi has to come in. That would be the only change, because I expected it to be the same. And I will say, just on the lineup, I don't like it. I'm just trying to justify at the moment why Arteta's doing it, and until it goes completely wrong,
mind, but it's okay to say we don't like it.
Until it goes wrong, I'm not going to lose my head about it. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, it's got to work for me to go fair play. This is great, and it hasn't gone wrong yet with game 2. So let's give it a chance and see what happens. Man. It's got to work for me, man.
Got some comments and super chats. DFC says, "You lot can't tell me James didn't get picked last when he was a youth." Listen,
That's so deep. That's so deep.
wow. All I'll say is, Mikel Arteta would have loved a midfielder like me. That's all I'm saying.
What sort of midfielder are you?
Not a good enough one. Jorginho type.
Oh yeah.
I don't fancy the tackle.
All right.
Just give me the ball, we'll knock it around. I got
Moments
done
apart.
dirty on the Claw Cup highlights actually. I might have made a comp of them myself. If you want, I'm happy to send them over. Cross-deck with a super chat. Some teams win by being more athletic, some through superior tactics. With Rory running Palace, they have both. We need defenders in defence. He's basically saying Palace have a lot to offer. We're going to talk about what Palace can do in this game as well, because they do have some talent. Elise isn't available though, he's injured, and Zaha is, he's obviously gone to Galatasaray. Just saw Raya give Ramsdale a big high five there. They always talk about the goalkeeper union, don't they, and that they all stick together. We always think that there's this kind of almost hatred between goalkeepers for spots, but listen, I'm sure they'll push each other hard. Michael said, it's got nothing to do with getting Kai in the team. Mikel wants a midfielder in that back line, and without Zinchenko, Thomas is the only one available to do that job. The right back who is similar to Zinni will be brought in. I think a right back who is similar to Zinchenko will be brought in. That's an interesting observation.
I thought that's what Timber was, and then he started playing left back.
Yeah, very true. Abdullah says, makes no sense. We're already short after Timber, even if Gabriel goes for 70 million. Who replaces him? We can't make too many changes and expect to win the league. I can imagine if 70 million is dropped at Arsenal's door for Gabriel, they're going to find that very difficult to say no to.
I don't think you can do it unless you have a replacement lined up.
Yeah.
I think that's what they'll say to
And
them.
you've got how long now? A week and a half?
Yeah. And even
Apparently
with that,
Tierney's going as well. So Tierney, Gabriel and Timber all out before the start of the season. Come on, man. That ain't
You'll
gonna
be lower on
happen,
numbers than you were when you weren't in the Champions
Yeah,
League at
that
that point,
sounds-
and that's borderline negligence.
Do you know what? That's messy, you're right.
Come on, man.
That is messy.
That's
Game 2
negligence.
and we're talking about having
all
all this
play-
strength in depth, and now it's all leaving us. I can't see it happening.
All right,
I'll be
let's see.
amazed if they all
Yeah.
go, man. I'll be amazed.
Stephen says, good day, gents from Melbourne, up at 4 a.m. with this lineup. Not sure, says Stephen. Jay Federer J says, want a box midfield diamond. Want a box midfield, not a diamond. Rice wide left is dead. Well, let's see what we get. Let's introduce on the information station. Of course, you saw him in the starting 11 as well. Frank, welcome. We chatted to you a bit earlier. You've had sort of an hour to settle on your thoughts about the 11. How are you feeling?
Yeah, so I'm still not too sure on the 11. Obviously, I think it was Dan or Sharoy that said it there. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Yes, I get it. But it was very risky to experiment in the first game anyways. I think it's a bit more of a risk to be experimenting against Palace away. As the teams are coming out, though, I've got some interesting match facts. We'll start off with the negative and then we'll get into the positives. Arsenal have lost all 4 of their Premier League away games played on Monday nights under Mikel Arteta, including that 3-0 loss that we spoke about earlier to Crystal Palace in April 2022. So hopefully we don't get no more of that. But on to the positives. Arsenal, for balance, have lost only 1 of their last 6 trips to Selhurst Park. So hopefully we get more of the same. Arsenal have lost none of their last 12 Premier League London derbies, including 10 wins and 2 draws. And just to finish off, an individual record breaker, Bukayo Saka will play his 82nd consecutive Premier League game for Arsenal since May 2021, equaling Paul Merson's record in the competition for the Gunners between February 1995 and February 1997. So an amazing achievement there for Bukayo Saka. I am feeling confident about this game. It's not going to be as easy as most people think it is. I'm still going to go Arsenal 2, Crystal Palace 1. Come on, you Gunners. Back to you guys.
I went for a 2-1. Anyone else go for anything different?
2-1 Arsenal, yeah. That's what I went.
What did I say on Friday Arsenal?
Give me a sec. Let Shirai go.
I think we're going to concede 3-2. 3-2 Arsenal.
3-2?
3-2 Arsenal.
Oh no. That is going to be stress.
The problem is, I can't remember the last time I backed us to keep a clean sheet.
Well, we were better on the road defensively in terms of structure and everything. So, same again, please.
We went 2-1.
Okay.
I went 3-1.
Okay.
But if you ask me now, I'd say 2-1.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be surprised by 1-1 or 2-2.
Man's got all bases covered.
I'm concerned.
All
I
bases
thought
covered.
From the
I still lean towards us getting it done. I am more concerned. I am. But okay, let's leave that there. We've talked about our concerns. Kick-off is imminent. Get your thoughts in. We've got a 4-0 from Dave Jordan. We've got a 3-1 Palace from Astro Zombie. We've got a 4-3 from JC33. Emilio's gone for a 4-1. Mai says 3-1 Arsenal. Come on, let's go, he says. 2-0 Arsenal, says Sadiq. And I feel people are feeling positive. And look, you should. We spent a lot of money on this team. They've had a decent enough pre-season. They made a good start with that Community Shield win and beating Forest 2-1, picking up the 3 points. The Monday night lights are on us. The M&F Monday night football eyes of Jamie Carragher, Gary Neville are on us. We're here. You're all watching. Kickoff is imminent as well against Crystal Palace, Roy Hodgson's team. Last time we came in and played Roy Hodgson's Crystal Palace, it was a 3-1 win. Pepe was a big part of the team back then, actually. He was ending the season in fine form. And now he might be reintegrated, so maybe we'll find some time in the watch on to talk about that, because what were we talking about in the office? We were comparing his numbers to Anthony, weren't we, and saying, listen, people called Pepe a flop, but it's actually numbers, his output.
Sancho as well.
Yeah, Pepe's numbers were, look, they're very decent.
Yeah, I've had this conversation with a few people, but when they dig into the numbers and you realise the lack of importance placed upon the games in which he contributed, you're looking at Europa League fixtures, you're looking at fixtures towards the end of the season when our position was determined. So there's a case.
Sure, that doesn't help.
That's just me being fair. There's a case.
That doesn't help us. So we don't want to know. Kick off very shortly. We do have a live stream on Twitch as well, so go follow us there. Turkish and Cecil asked, doing a FIFA career mode as managers. Well, I've heard KG and Flex have a director of football, so
We might need to sort that out. So if you know anyone.
You want to be director of football, yeah?
You just looked at me and went, do you know anyone? So,
Whilst you were pointing at yourself.
yeah. What's going on?
I fancy it.
I'm available.
I'll spray him if he's free. Next time you record tactical.
Right, Frank, do you want to come? Do you want to join us here? Kick off.
Come on.
Any second now. Eddie and Ketia kicking off for Arsenal in our stunning away
It
kit.
is so
Hopefully
buttered.
it blinds him a bit so we can move. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Islington
Come
FM.
on, Arsenal.
Come
And
on,
here
boys.
we go. Partey very much already inverted in
Straight up
midfield.
to Havertz.
Straight long to Havertz. Eddie nearly through, but off we go. Partey with a header into Rice. They've made a little bit of a mess of it, but Arsenal getting back on the ball. Tomi getting his first misplaced pass. Okay, there we go. Let's see how this goes for Arsenal. Keep sending your score predictions and your thoughts throughout the watch along. Plenty of you watching us and joining us. Hit the like button and let's see how Arsenal do here. As
Good
Tomi-
challenge.
Tomi, that's
Good
class.
challenge.
Brilliant from
Nice.
Tomi. Wins the ball back from Edouard. really got his leg around there to win that ball back. Didn't look like he was going to get it, and Havertz helps out, sweeps up, and Arsenal are playing. And what we're going to see from Arsenal a lot, we saw it straight from kickoff there, is basically all our debates about who's the 6, Partey and Rice, looking a bit silly because he wants both. He wants 2 8s. Or 2 6s even, sorry.
We'll see. We'll see what happens with Gabriel.
Yeah.
Because it could have been forced upon him because of Gabriel unrest.
Yeah, maybe. Here he is, Partey. Trying to play through the lines. We talked about tactical insight that White, Saliba, Partey should in theory, Odegaard as well, Saka as well, should in theory be picking up the same spaces and positions they were occupying last season because they've just switched the way the formation alternates. Oh, this is good from
Nice.
Havertz.
Nice touch.
Go on, get a shot away. Oh,
Nice.
that's lovely. Oh, Martinelli. Oh, he's run into trouble. Still with Havertz. Saka, can he shoot?
Oh my days.
Oh, it's just going
that's
everywhere
fine,
in the
that's
box.
fine.
Rice
Get there,
does
get
well.
there, get there.
And it's back to Martinelli. Havertz did really well in the build-up there
did.
to keep the ball, start the attack.
Age to shoot, man.
It did.
Ages.
He wanted to come inside. Good from Tomi and
Should have
Arsenal.
just took one touch and left foot across the keeper.
That's a bright start. 2 minutes in, we've just hit 2 minutes on the clock. And Havertz really heavily involved there, opened his body up, got it out to Martinelli, who didn't fancy on his left foot, which is weird. We've seen a few strikes. West Ham last season at home. I think it was Palace last season at home on his left foot. He took it on. Villa another one at the back post, but yeah, not this time. Still 0-0.
What Havertz did really well there is it looked like he was being a bit slow on the ball, but he actually drew a few people in before he let that ball go, and that gave Martinelli a lot of space, man.
Yeah, very true. That will hopefully give Arsenal a little bit of confidence. Tomiyasu's made a really bright start. Twice won the ball back for us in areas where it looked like Palace might start to get a little bit of possession, but he's kept Arsenal's foot on the ball.
I expect better from Martinelli though, man. Usually he's on point in those scenarios.
You predicted him to be our top scorer this year, no?
Yeah.
Good from Eddie. Comes to link up, drops in. Saka now wide right, one-on-one with Mitchell.
Mitchell's a good defender, man. This will be an interesting contest down
Yeah,
that
he's a
flank.
good player. I rate him a lot, actually, Mitchell. Really good player.
And then I think you've got Martinelli on board down the other end. That could be.
That's the one.
That
That's
could be
the
a
one for
field
me,
day.
yeah,
That could be a
that's the
We've
field
got
day.
to exploit that one. 100%.
Partey now
Nice,
goes down the line
nice.
to
Go on,
Saka,
Saka.
and he's going to cut it back. It looks like he's pinning the full back. He's looked for Eddie. That was nice from Saka. He delayed the cross and tried to lift it into Eddie's path. He was patient but well defended by. Was that Aye? Yeah, Aye.
It's a nice start.
defended,
It's a
to be
nice
fair.
start.
It is a nice start. Yeah,
Yeah, we're active.
yeah, nice
We're
combinations.
active.
To get that level of space in behind this early at that ground, it's a good sign.
Feels more penetrative than the opening minutes against Forest.
Yeah, 100%.
Goals from corners last season, Arsenal with 13, equal Liverpool more than any other club in the Premier League. Can they be dangerous here? Saka with the corner. Havertz gone to the near post, didn't really get anything on it, but Saka
Nice.
keeps it
Won it
alive.
back.
Here's Odegaard. And now White on the ball. And they've recycled
Oh,
possession.
wow.
What a
Nice.
ball into
One more,
Saka.
that's it.
Partey, he hesitated
that
on
was
the
poor.
1-2. And
hit that
Ramsdale
anyway.
high on his line, should deal with this.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well played.
That's good. There was a potential 1-2 there. They didn't go for it. Here's Rice now.
We're in control.
Out to Bakaya. Look up. Look up. There we go.
Saka, one-on-one again with Mitchell, holding the width.
And
We
they
see
haven't
this a
doubled
lot.
up. They haven't doubled up. This is where you can have fun.
And they're giving the ball away. Can Arsenal win it back?
Started very well though.
Yeah. Oh, Mitchell's come away from it. Looked like it might have been a throw,
He's done well there.
but he's come away with it.
Very well.
And it's a throw for Palace.
One thing we ain't mentioned is how good Rice was against Forest. I thought he was
I agree.
by far the best, one of the best players for me. Him and Martinelli really shone, but I think that is one thing that has complemented the formation change. Rice was so good, man. Like, so good.
Yeah. I really liked Rice. And I loved the way he was kind of, as a 6, sitting in, helping out in our build-up, but then in the second half, he started to burst forward, get into the edge of the box, and we mixed it up. And I kind of thought, wow, Arteta's sort of gone for 2 very different things in one game against Forest. So he's trying to evolve this team.
A couple of loose ones there from Partey,
Yeah.
Even that one, he overhit it.
Another throw into Palace. Just got to keep this up though, man.
Yeah, we
'Cause
look-
we're finding,
yeah, it's
we're
been out
finding
of
good
possession.
spaces.
We've looked good out of possession as well. We haven't really given them much time to get the ball on the deck.
Yes.
It's good from Partey.
Get away,
and
ref.
Odegaard. I know.
Go on, Tommy.
He's played a 1-2 with Havertz, the
Why
ref there.
stand there? Like, what's stupid position to be there, isn't it?
Tomiyasu now on the ball. And what's interesting here early is it's Rice that's dropping into that left pocket when Tomiyasu does go wide. So Partey can basically come inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the tactics in football have just evolved so much.
Oh, it's incredible.
I was
Isn't it?
listening to Gary Neville during our brief break, and he was saying, you know, everyone's now playing with inverted fullbacks, and Guardiola's reverted to 4 centre backs and a 6'4" striker, and it's just like he's constantly just doing things and reinventing it before people pick it up. Now Odegaard has come inside, which left Saka with loads of space. And he's given a free kick. Eddie fouled Anderson.
That was soft.
That was soft, man.
I agree.
It looked to me like Anderson was leaning back into him.
He hasn't complained much, so must be alright.
Havertz, a couple touches already. Set up a chance for Martinelli.
Yeah, I just hope that's not one of those chances we're looking back on thinking, should have made something of that.
You know, he had one.
I'm surprised. Martinelli's normally instinctive like that.
what I'm
It took him
saying.
ages.
Well, funny enough, Palace away last year, the exact same thing. He missed a really good chance,
did,
do you remember?
remember? Yeah, I was there.
And then he ends up getting the goal that puts us
Go on,
1-0.
Eddie. Go on, Eddie. Oh, that's what Eddie is good at. He won't.
And again,
Oh, he's so quick to press, you know.
he's not playing today.
Palace get out well, though.
There's
And
no
Schlupp
foul
is
there.
driving
There's no
forward,
there's a foul.
and Havertz
There's a
wins
foul.
it.
There's a
Oh,
foul. No.
He's allowed
Playing
to...
on.
Yeah, they've done well to get out of there.
Tommy, come out. Tommy,
They've
come
done
out.
really well to get out. Are you up against
Tommy.
Tomiyasu? Beaten too easily, but Saliba clears
Nice.
really,
Had to get there.
really
He
well.
had to get there.
Yeah, that was great defending from Saliba.
Well done, William Saliba.
Tommy backed off way too much there, man.
Yeah, it's a little easy for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tommy needs to come out now.
Yeah, straight to him, man.
I'll give Ari some credit. He's very direct here, but I just think, I think Tommy,
That was nice from Saliba, though. Calm.
yeah, really good. Really good.
Out of there.
And now Anderson on the ball for Palace. And now they start to play. They're getting their foot on the ball in our half for the first time this game.
Calm down, man.
Keep it in.
Tomiyasu
Keep it in.
as well. To intercept, tries to clear.
That
That's
was
too
easy.
easy.
Wow.
That's too easy.
He's
What?
driving through our
That's too
midfield.
Look at the overlap.
And
Oh,
Schlupp
luckily they messed it
looked
up.
for Mitchell. Partey's
Well
done well.
done. Strong,
Now
strong,
really
strong.
well. And can Saka get some help here?
That's ours.
Wins a throw.
Go on, let's take this quick. Where's he hobbling now?
Yeah. Yeah, couple times there they've actually, twice in the space of a minute or two, that they sort of just run through our midfield. And that's the problem I think you have when Partey's running off to right back and the midfield's trying to readjust. It just doesn't feel quite balanced enough, but let's see. On the ball so far, it's been good.
Good, we need to build on it, though. We need to build on it.
Oh yeah. Oh, 90
let
minutes
that
of
fly
this
out.
isn't good enough. But for the first 5 minutes, you kind of think, okay,
Yeah.
all right, there's some rhythm to this.
I want to see us exploit that flank more with Martinelli, man.
Well, here he is now, one on with Ward, but they're very good. They're doing really well to get men around, so that even if he does take him one-on-one, there's a
For
lot
some
to
reason,
get
he
through.
seems to be dropping a little bit deeper to receive the ball, and I thought that there would have been at least one of our midfielders there to set him off.
Rice on the ball now. Trying to turn
Nice.
and drive, finds Saka. Goes back into White. And Arsenal building out from the back. And you can see the line of 5. Saka, Odegaard, Nketiah, Havertz. They're just waiting patiently for that space.
Yeah.
And White
Oh,
now
tell you
chips
what,
in behind.
yeah,
That's
that's the ball.
a
Yeah,
lovely ball.
nice.
He's found
Ah,
Eddie.
he's bouncing
Can Eddie
around,
keep this
man.
alive in the box? But it was all right from Arsenal. White does really well to Odegaard, does really well to Saka. And now Arsenal playing on the edge of the area. White, our centre back, has just
Come on,
overlapped.
He has to stay on side.
And that just shows you the flexibility of this system, because now White is our highest and widest player. He finds
That's
Saka
good.
inside, who goes for the shot or
that was tame.
cross to Havertz.
That's
Was
a
it?
know
cross.
what it
That's a
was.
cross. That has to be.
Claimed by Johnston. That was decent.
Yeah, it was decent. decent going behind, but
I think it's a
Where's that
cross.
shot?
Is that a shot?
I don't know.
I think so. I think the way he's not
it
got
looked
enough
like
behind
he
it.
was going for a shot, but it ended up looking like a cross.
Oh,
It's hard
maybe,
to really
yeah.
tell.
Doesn't Ben White go under the radar so
Yeah.
much, man?
Yeah.
Never spoken about, is it? Ever.
I agree.
It's bizarre, man.
Do you think there's certain players that like, I don't know, they have like a bad game or something happens and they'll never shake it, like
I don't think he has for ages.
well no, but like that Tony game with Brentford, like
Oh, I see what you
feel
mean.
like he'll now forever be
First
seen as
season,
like
he was,
not
he was
great
a bit
defensively,
shaky at times, yeah, but
but I think he's a brilliant defender.
since he's inverted into a right back role, I think he's been outstanding.
Yeah, he
I
has
think he's been Mr. Consistent and one you can rely on. I don't really see him putting in many 5 or 6 out of 10s anymore. You know,
No,
it's
no,
been
really.
superb for me. But no one really mentions it. Sometimes it's nice when that happens though, because they just go under the radar and keep going. But
Particularly as
no
defenders.
pressure, you know.
Particularly as defenders.
Yeah,
I think
deserves a lot more credit from me. I think he's been excellent.
I think I speak for Turkish too when I say that I love his sort of antics as well. Like I love that he's got this I don't give a shit kind of listen, I'm here to play football and I'm here to do my best to win the game and that's it. Like, and I quite like that there's that simplicity to the way he sees the game, but yet he is so tactically brilliant, clearly, technically brilliant. You know, he's playing right centre back today, but when he gets the chance, he's got to overlap. Saliba doesn't half get a lot of defending to do, does he?
But that shows the element of trust the manager has in him.
Yeah.
Hey Willow, you don't mind trying to
That's it.
1-6-3 today? What do you think?
I might probably
no
prefer
worries,
to go
boss.
under the radar, man. That's the sort of character he is. I think he doesn't want the headlines.
Yeah, you might be right. Might be right.
They've gone long to Havertz again, so clearly something that they're really trying today. That's 3 long balls already into Kai, and they haven't come off, but they've at least asked Palace some sort of questions. But this is where we worry now, because they've come out left to Schlupp. Erdegaard's done well to track, credit to him, but Partey was caught out wide there, so it's Ben White who's having to get across, and Partey does really
that's
well.
so good.
So Arsenal have just intelligently sorted that situation out between them.
Well, that's what your teammates are for, man.
Yeah.
Go on then.
Oh, go on. Here's Saka on the break.
Send him
Driving
now, send him
forward.
now.
And he's played Eddie
Mark,
on the right.
look at Martinelli.
Martinelli.
Look at him!
I don't think the cross is on. I
Too
think that-
long, man.
Oh, he's found
that's all
Saka
right,
again. And it's a corner for Arsenal.
Good play. You can see Martinelli's head was in his hands
I
just now.
know.
man.
Was that cross on?
Look at his space though, man.
It was a nice counter from Arsenal. Yeah, I think Anderson's defended that really well, guys.
Maybe.
But do something though, innit?
I think he did. He found Saka.
Yeah, but come on. Make the space. Like you're seeing if there was space, but did he try to make it? Huh?
No, maybe. I don't know. I think he did all right there. Here's Saka.
Come on, nice little,
get this
nice
corner.
little
Let's get this.
1-0 Eddie header. Come on.
Ball into the box, and the keeper.
Nah.
comes out. It's far too
Easy.
Do you know I watched the West Ham Chelsea game? And I
What a
watched
beautiful
that.
game, huh?
That's
Yeah,
great.
that was fantastic. And I watched the James Ward-Prowse cross for the corner. I just thought, oh my word, that's not just he's hit a space and they scored. He's gone and like lofted it high so the keeper can't claim, but it's dropped right where the defender can attack it in that space. And he's just a set piece master.
He's an
one of the
artist.
best, man.
Delivery's insane, isn't it?
He's an artist.
They've
tell
gone
you
long
what,
here to
a great first
Edouard.
touch from Edouard.
Saliba's
Can't
done
lie.
well to shuttle him backwards.
Yep.
He's done really well
Excellent
there.
defending.
And everyone's dropped back to cover the spaces. That's really good teamwork. Well done, Arsenal.
Yeah. That was well played, Steve. A good touch from Edward though.
Are you now up against Tomiyasu, who's been done again, and another cross into the box, and Ramsdale makes the save, and Erdegaard's there. That is too shaky, Tommy. That's twice. Havertz plays the ball in behind to Martinelli, but Anderson, I think, has just got the pace.
Play on.
And he's
Oh,
given
he
the
gives
free
it.
kick to Anderson.
gives
I'm
it.
sorry, that's not good enough from Tomiyasu there.
Yeah.
It's not.
Twice done by Ayew.
Yeah, it's not. Another good
Well
ball.
done, Ramsdale, who gets a palm out to deflect the cross.
It's strange because one thing I would say about Tommy is historically he's been a very good one-on-one, man-to-man sort of
That's what
defender.
I'm-
Remember
yeah,
the job he
yeah.
did on Salah down that flank?
I know.
That's why it's not looking good.
I thought Tomiyasu had real trouble against
Oh.
And they're in here.
Don't go to
Palace
ground,
is
don't go to
Edouard
ground, don't go to
up
ground.
against
Hold him
White.
up. Hold him up.
And Ramsdale deals with it, and I think White just did enough there too. But Palace having a little bit too much joy now these last couple minutes. White seems to be holding something.
Oh, and they've
What's
got the
going
ball
on
back
there?
again.
And giving the ball away again. Eze with a shot, and Ramsdale holds it.
We need to calm it down a little
What are
bit.
these men doing?
So who gave the ball away there, and why is White holding what looks like a hip or a groin? He doesn't look comfortable at all.
Yeah, he's stretching it out now.
So what's going on here?
I feel like someone might have stood on him.
Edouard. Oh, he's just. Oh, he's just caught him in the. You know. In the area. 16 minutes in, I want to hear what Frank's making of all this as Arsenal play out the back. Frank, how you doing?
Yeah, I mean, it started off really well. I'll say for opening 10 minutes or so, we looked pretty promising. We had some promising attacks going on. And in the last 5 or 6 minutes, we've started to look really shaky. I think you pointed it out, James. Tommy Asu's not looked great over the last few minutes. But the key points for me from the first 15 minutes, Saliba with an absolutely crucial early block. Martinelli looking very lively down the ring. And I've got to say, Eddie Nketiah's runs are really stretching that Crystal Palace back line. So, I'm still confident, but we just need to wake up a little bit. We've been a bit shaky in the last 5 minutes. There's still a long time to go, about half an hour to go. If we can get a goal within the next 10-15 minutes, I think we're cruising for the rest of the game.
Tomiyasu, I don't know if I mentioned this for the chance. Tomiyasu struggled a little bit against Anthony in that friendly against Man United as well.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was his best game. So
When you struggle against Anthony, that's always a problem, isn't it? Can't even lie.
here's Saliba now. White, Arsenal building out the back again. Partey very inverted. And it is that box midfield shape. Rice and Partey, the 2 6s to help Arsenal play out the back. Saliba now almost walking, waiting for Palace to press and try and give away a little bit of space. Eddie drops in, nice touch into Odegaard. And now Odegaard trying to make something happen.
Nice.
I like that because he's trying to do something intricate and difficult.
Nice.
for them.
That's nice as well.
Yeah.
Switches to Tommy.
Where's Martinelli? That's
There.
it.
Right, now take him on. This is the first time I've seen him have a space to attack. Martinelli, go on. Here's Tomiyasu, now wide. And he's coming, he's trying to go
no, you don't
wide.
wanna-
He's
well
done well
done.
there, Tommy.
Tell you what, well-
He won a corner.
That was a forceful challenge there, man.
That's Tommy out for the season. Oh,
That was a
no, he's all right.
forceful challenge.
That's good.
Fair
Alex
enough.
gives him a big high five.
He's done all right there, to be fair to him.
Yeah, he went in.
Yeah.
Did well.
You know when he turned, I thought, what's he turning that way for?
Yeah.
And then yeah, actually, fair play to him.
Need a better cross here. Will it be Saka, Odegaard or Martinelli? I suspect Martinelli for an in-swinger. There he is, yeah. It's Gabriel Martinelli.
Let's make Sanga's corner now. Not straight into the keeper's hands. Come on.
They really annoy me, the keeper's hands one.
Yeah,
because
man.
you
You've got to
just
get
think-
it towards the penalty spot. You can't be going.
Because
up
also,
the keeper.
who's in that area to ensure the keeper can't just comfortably catch it? But everyone seems to be around the keeper
Very
now.
often it's
Are they
Ben
going to
White.
put it on the
Very
spot?
often it's Ben White in front of the keeper.
Headed out, and it's another corner.
All right.
Palace survived the corner pretty comfortably, it looked. But also have another one. Approaching 20 minutes on the clock. And it's been an okay start from Arsenal. The first 10 much better than the last 10.
Yeah.
Martinelli again. And he hit a better area there.
Go on.
And he's kept the ball alive. Now,
played.
come on. He's gone for another cross towards the back post, but no one's there. They
They
tried to
could've
get a header
got that
in.
one.
Rice could win this header, but it's gone straight back towards the keeper. And yeah, Arsenal make very little of that as well. Johnston. Is he going to go long? No. Goes wide to Gehi.
And
Yeah,
Odegaard
Odegaard.
immediately comes out.
Going up to press, yeah.
But they got through that.
I don't.
Look, Havertz, come on, I don't want him getting booked for just pulling a shirt back or
Yeah.
something in the middle of the pitch. Played through far too easily there.
How many times did we play this formation in pre-season? 0, right?
I think he tried this against United.
Right. That's worrying then, because that was the one we looked worst at. Not saying we look worse now. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised that we've started this new formation outside of pre-season. I just can't quite get it. Very bizarre, man.
Are you now?
When Ayu's on the ball, they are leaving Tommy one-on-one with him.
Yeah.
It's probably a conscious decision,
Oh.
but
Saka has done very well to work hard and get back. Clears
Hit
it.
him though.
Out to Gehi. And now Lerma.
It's away from home, so it's going to be one of those ones where Palace have their moments.
Absolutely.
Because to be honest with you, you and Frank said 10 minutes. We had the first 5.
Yeah.
It didn't stretch past the 5th minute.
Strike from Decore from distance. Decore recently linked with Liverpool, although it could have cost around 70 million apparently.
People know they have money now.
The market.
People know they have money now.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, they've had a disaster, haven't they, this window? Liverpool, wow. So far anyway.
Shot from distance, and Arsenal, I think, having a somewhat similar start to this game to the Forest last week, 2 weeks, well, 9 days ago.
Yeah, I'd say so.
3 shots on target for Arsenal.
Arteta looks calm though.
66% of the ball. Yeah, I don't think there's anything here to be worried about.
That's nice, come on.
Partey on the ball, out at right back.
Nice.
Switch it to Martinelli. You've got Ward one-on-one here. Run at him.
Take him down the line.
Oh, he gives it to Tomiyasu, who's inverted. He goes wide to Havertz. What can Havertz do? He's come inside.
I would have given it to Martinelli.
Finds Tomiyasu. Go on, have a go. Why not? Wide to Partey. Back to Saliba. I kind of wish he'd... yeah, he apologised to Odegaard there. Did you see him?
Yeah.
Kind of went...
Who, Tommy?
Partey. Rice again. There we go. I like that drive. I like that drive. Wins a foul. Saliba now.
Alright, let's...
I know. Who's in the
too
pocket?
much space
Here's
right there.
Odegaard. And here's Partey out wide, holding the width a little bit more. Played right back against Arsenal at the Emirates for Atletico Madrid, and that was a bad night. Was that the one where Koscielny backheeled it onto his face? And do you remember with the Griezmann Atletico Madrid?
Oh, I remember that.
He tried to clear it, and
Wenger's last year,
yeah, that was sad. Because I think if we
They were
won
down to 10 men, weren't they? And then
yeah.
they
I think if we
scored
held on to the 1-0 win at home, I think we'd have.
I think you're right.
I think we'd have won that Europa League.
Saka's got a lot of space if someone can find him. No, he didn't set off. Held his run.
Still, I think that's still Partey there holding the whip. Here's Odegaard. Saka
Yeah,
very
right, it is.
central. And what?
That's a
Okay,
good
now
ball, man.
Martinelli's in loads of space. Go on, it's just all slowed down a bit when it gets to him. Let's pick it up. Wide to Havertz. Get the ball into the box.
Now.
It's very patient.
Yeah.
I don't mind patience, but sometimes you've got to just take a chance. Here's Rice,
That's a
lovely.
ball.
There you
Out
go.
to
There you
Martinelli.
go.
Get in the box.
Can he cut inside? Finds Odegaard.
Hit
The space is towards the right if he can. And he's trying to make some room for himself. Here's Havertz now. Why to Tomiyasu? I mean, this is patient. If we score, they'll be playing this on Twitter, I'll tell you. Tomiyasu looks for Saka in the box,
Poor touch.
but it was a little bit too heavy.
I think
now
it was a poor touch. I don't think it was the weight of
Oh,
the
that
pass.
was poor touch.
Poor touch.
100%, man.
Oh, I thought you'd rifle
Was it
it into
Eddie?
him
I
a little
thought
bit.
was it Saka? I thought it was Eddie.
It looked like it was Saka taking a slightly more
Oh, was
central
it?
position. And he's now drifting back out there. Look.
Yeah.
And now the switch is back on to
Oh,
Martinelli.
that's a
Go
ball.
round the outside.
Yeah, take him down the line at least once.
He doesn't fancy it, does he? He wants to keep
Doesn't,
coming
does he?
inside.
Oh,
Why? He
dear.
doesn't. But also, he's taking.
Dear.
Oh, what a mess.
This is poor. What's happening there?
I'm gonna.
Where's the lack of confidence
I'm
from
gonna blame
Martinelli all of a
Martinelli
sudden?
there. I'm gonna blame Martinelli there. I think he's made that really awkward for Tomiyasu.
He's got to be confident to go and take this guy
Come
on,
on,
man.
Gabby.
This was the battle I was looking forward to. I thought he'd be killing Ward, but he
Yeah.
hasn't taken him past him once, has he? He's cutting inside.
ICO says we don't use Martinelli enough. Well, he's not doing enough with it. All down the right hand side. El Neni is the one we need to upgrade on, not Eddie. Oh, come on. Blame Eddie El Neni for tonight. Arteta may be over experimenting. Play guys in their natural
Little
positions. Buy Tierney, he asks. Well, I get
What's going on here?
And now Ayew is wide right. Ball into the box. Ramsdale claims.
Too much space though, man.
They're being allowed to carry the ball.
Just stroll through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, the Martinelli thing is confusing though, man. It must be instruction.
Yeah. Why would he not want to
isn't
try and skin him
taking it
down the outside?
Like, it's just...
But I read somewhere that when it comes to wingers, Martinelli's like, might have been Nelson who said it. Martinelli and the wingers are told like, just express yourself. Like when you get it, run at them. I don't mind if you lose the ball. And I feel like all that looked a little safe from him.
Yeah, that's my
Keep
case.
going.
Saliba stepping up.
Tell you what, that's a ball. Go on then.
Wide to Saka.
Let's see what Saka does.
Against Mitchell. He's gone outside and inside in this game. And now he's found a cross to the back post, headed out by Anderson. Rice, lovely. That's a really good touch, you know.
Yeah, well
That's
done.
not easy with
Nice
pressure.
play.
Well done.
Really good play
Rice
from
looking
Rice.
good. Martinelli's come inside again. Back to Rice. Into Eddie. Lovely ball. Rice is really
Someone
enjoying
make a run
himself.
off him.
And now
Nice,
Eddie,
Eddie,
this
nice,
is good
Eddie.
from Eddie. He's gone round the
Nice,
outside.
Eddie. Yeah!
He's gone down. He's not really protesting though.
I don't think that was a pen.
Soft, man.
And now Ward goes down the line to Ayew. And Rice wins it back.
that's
That's
class.
brilliant.
Challenge.
And Havertz loses the second ball. But he's
got-
holding his foot. He's not happy with
Did we
the
get-
challenge from Ayew.
Did we get the free kick?
Yeah.
Did we get it?
And
Oh,
a
he's
booking.
booked him as well.
Oh, he has booked him.
It did look like he
spot,
got
T.
there first. It looked like he was late, but it's class from
Lovely
Rice.
from Rice. And now,
Yeah, it's the height of his
yeah, he's
foot.
caught him late.
the height of his
Yeah,
foot.
yellow card is fine. Oh, here, let's have a little
That's
look.
painful.
A lot of people enjoying Rice's performance.
Yeah, he's playing good, man. But we need some more like that little moment from Eddie.
Yeah.
Excited everyone.
Just where you showed a
But
little
when
bit
you
of
when
chest.
you deep where it was a couple good touches.
Yeah.
Just
Tell you
because
what, he's
we're
gone
so
down
slow
so easy
around the
there,
box, it's not making sense.
Look how easy he's gone down. Like
Like
if
Eddie,
anything,
he
he
provided
takes-
some burst there.
It's because he feels the yank. There's a
you know
little,
what?
short, little pull on his shoulder. It's not
I
enough,
just
but-
appreciate that he attempted it, and I know that's not good enough for that's not
No,
the
no, no,
standards.
no, no,
yet.
no. I'm praising him.
No, I know you are. I know you are. It's like Martinelli's not done enough in the last 27 minutes in terms of just trying to take him on, make
Yeah,
something
yeah.
happen. What Eddie did there, the body language was, all right, I'll do it.
Yeah,
like I'll
exactly,
take him
yeah.
on then, and that's not.
I mean, you ought to expect that from a team that should consider themselves to be title challengers, though, where you just sort of take the game by the scruff of the neck, show a little bit of flex, show a little bit of chest, and impose yourself on a team that we'd all say is what, pretty firmly mid-table.
Yep. Odegaard with a free kick. Oh,
Oh, okay.
that's the equivalent of a tennis when they go to throw it for the serve and then they don't bother. Odegaard to back post. It's a nice ball. And the header's wide, but what happened there in the box?
I have no idea.
They're not protesting at all.
Yeah, no one's really saying anything.
Partey's header. Was this a Bruno Fernandes? Oh! Okay, no, not enough.
Nah.
And Partey just, you know what, sees it late maybe. Yeah, ultimately not good enough really. But we moved. There was an arm round Havertz, but he took it down quickly, not enough to bring him down.
I did put him down in the end.
Do you think that's a pen?
No, I mean,
You see it in almost every
yeah,
set piece, though.
you see them fouls
Yeah.
in the box when it's penalties and corners all
Take
the time.
that. Take that.
There's just more leniency to it.
Havertz wins it back with Saka. It's help. Oh, Eddie's turned well. Eddie's in. Oh, he's hit the post.
Wow, that was everything but the goal.
It was everything but the goal.
Everything but the goal.
that would have been unreal from Eddie.
That
man.
was
That was
really
unlucky.
good from Eddie.
Everything but the goal. Well done, man.
Havertz, Partey and Saka do really well to win the ball back. It rolls it to Eddie. Lovely
Great
turn
touch.
from Anderson.
Great
Holds
touch.
off Gehi. And he's just trickled the post.
That is so unlucky because that's great.
That's
great
really
skill,
good
man.
from Eddie and
And
Nketiah.
then weaker foot.
Ooh! And actually, he's not even properly wrapped his foot around him. He's not able to. He's actually just stab it towards
He's
goal.
falling back. He's falling down.
Unlucky.
He's trying to hit it in his
Yeah,
stride.
yeah, that was unlucky, man.
Yeah.
Great bit of individual class from Eddie, man. Fair play.
Unlucky Eddie. That's twice in the space of 3 minutes. He's gone. Let me try and drag us through.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And good on him. Good on him. That's the kind of stuff Jesus does. Twisting defenders, turning, and missing chances. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Saliba now. Arsenal upped it slightly, but we still need more. Palace are going to be harder to break down than this.
Nice.
White with the ball over the top to Saka.
Unlucky. Good effort.
Heavy.
Right idea.
Johnson.
Right idea.
Not enough backspin on it. Go on, 30 minutes in, Dan. Give us your verdict.
Yeah, I've liked what I've seen in the last few minutes. I think we have started to show a little bit of flair. So I think that's what we've lacked, actually.
Yeah.
Sometimes we see quite a lot of it, particularly from Saka and Martinelli. Now we're looking at Eddie in the last few minutes with a couple pieces of individual skill, which I think is what I believe last week won us the game from both Martinelli and Saka. So that's what this looks like. I think it's looked fairly similar to that, if I'm honest, last week. I don't think it's been much of a difference, but yeah, man, it's not been comfortable, has it? So, you know, Palace have still showed what they can do. So, yeah, man, we need to see more. Wow.
Saka in the wars. Surely a foul, he's given it. Rice's performance, opening 30.
Yeah, he just won the ball back again. I think. Yeah, he's coming into his own here. He knows the league well, but he doesn't know Arteta's system well enough. So slowly but surely we'll get more and more out of Rice. But first 30, he's been one of the standouts for us. But I want to see more from us in general, because I think that there hasn't been many.
To illustrate our dominance, Sky have just shown a stat: 69% of the football has been played in Palace's third in the last 5 minutes, which shows you how well Arsenal have done to actually pin them back. Now we just need the quality, and it is difficult breaking these teams down. I'm not saying it's easy, but
that's a ball.
Just a task.
Just on that though, and it being difficult to break these teams down, whether it's Martinelli cutting inside a little bit too long and holding onto the ball, or him not pulling the trigger for the shot, or I think we've just been a little bit indecisive in possession, where I think if you back yourself, and it's actually what I'm used to seeing from this team when they're playing really well, you know. Yeah. You know that that's the ball you need to, you know when you need to shoot, and they haven't looked like they had that confidence yet anyway.
Yeah, agreed. You know, football is so funny in terms of the way you see things. 31 minutes in, and I'm thinking, that's a third of the game gone, you know, that's a while.
Yeah.
And I remember watching Match of the Day and seeing Alvarez scored for Newcastle in 31 minutes. I went, oh, that early? like it's so just the way you see the game. And when it's your team, you know, you just feel this anxiety, don't you? Like, what do you mean we're not 3-0 up after 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Saliba now into Martinelli.
Look at the space.
Nice.
Odegaard, go. Where is he?
Odegaard's not much of an underlapper, is he?
Oh, come on, that's poor.
Offside,
That's
Odegaard.
terrible, boys. Come on.
That was a shit run from Odegaard, though.
It was.
Like, what are you actually doing?
32 minutes gone. Arsenal tentatively upping it. Steve Parish, who announced the Elise contract himself.
He was happy about that one, wasn't
Yeah, he did enjoy that.
Alan Pardew there as well.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if Chelsea still put in a £70 million bid for him later. I'm having a look. Get your comments in.
Free kick Arsenal. I think
Go on.
we've grown into it a bit, but we need to just. There's no intensity. That's what we're lacking on the ball.
Yeah. It's a lack of conviction, which is weird. It's weird. It is weird.
Declan Rice complaining about something in his eye. He's not happy.
He says he needs a mirror. If I had to guess, that's a contact lens.
Oh. Right.
Yeah.
It's always been uncomfortable watching when they've got something in their eye. Anyway, hopefully he's all right. Don't know what it could be. Hopefully nothing serious. He seems to be.
Is he off the pitch or?
What is going on there? Did that guy just flick his eye?
I think he got poked in the eye by the physio.
Yeah, he just needs to realign his lens. And
he's happy.
And he's in.
Right, he's good. He's apologised. Bless his heart. What a lovely bloke. 30 seconds. He's got to stay off the pitch though, as he received treatment officially.
What are these camera people doing as well? The play's started and they're still on Declan Rice and.
Oi! Oh, Saliba with a heavy touch. And Ayu's in. And Saliba with a good tackle.
Did he get the ball?
Yeah, he got the ball.
Did he got
the ball. Well done. Tommy Asu back into William Saliba after
he hasn't complained, so
he recovered.
Brave, man. That was brave from Saliba.
Well, when I saw that,
wow.
When I saw that and he went down, I thought that was a pen.
Rice back on the pitch after serving his 30 seconds off it. So here's Martinelli now in more central areas. And what's interesting, now Havertz should be picking up the wider spaces. Here's Saka. One-on-one with Mitchell again. Mitchell's had to do a lot of this, just watching Saka.
But he's done it relatively well.
He's done really well so far, Mitchell. Hopefully I jinxed that.
is Partey. Odegaard now. We haven't seen enough of Odegaard, I'll be honest. Against Forest, even when we were struggling to score.
That's all right though.
Here's Rice. He's found Eddie. Eddie's in. Oh, he's lifted over the bar.
So you see, we go from one chance where you've done amazing to even create the chance and get the shot off, to
He's
a chance
lifted
where
over.
it needs to hit the back of the net. That needs to hit the back of the net.
To me, the angle and the distance
Saka
from
into
goal,
Odegaard.
it's too close to try and dink it.
And Rice, he's miles on.
It's too
Bury
close.
it. He's just got it.
He's
He's just got to put his foot through it.
too
Just
close.
smash it in. Why
too
is he
close.
flicking it over?
Too close to try and dink it.
Oh, he knows. He's look at his face. As
It's
soon as
too
he's done
close
that,
to
he's
try
like,
and
"What
dink
am I
it."
doing?"
And now we're looking at the Saliba. The game's come to life a little bit here.
Yeah, he got
That's
the
a
ball.
great.
He got
That
the ball.
is
That was a-
insanely good.
That was a
That is
tackle.
ridiculously good defending from
But don't put
Saliba.
yourself in that.
You get that wrong, you might be off.
bother
Wow,
again. That's
wow.
the problem, though.
You get
It's
that
not
wrong,
even
you
just
might
a
be off.
block. That's a tackle. That's I'm coming for the ball. And now he's 1-on-1 with Edouard again.
Who's got
Oh,
it?
but this time Edouard's gone around. He's got the ball into the box. Rice is there to deal with it. And Rice has been, I think, Arsenal's best player this
Yeah, he
half.
has been.
100%.
He's made that happen for
He should
Eddie
have an assist
Nketiah.
to his
He
name
should
as
have an
well.
assist. Eddie, you just...
You take those, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
You got to take
Just
those, bro.
put your foot through it.
You got to take those.
People aren't happy.
That's poor from Eddie.
40 side asks, is it me or is Odegaard very tight on that right touchline? He drives tempo in the game and currently just don't see him involved enough. Yeah, I don't think we're seeing him enough. I can imagine it's quite condensed, so he's pulling wide as a way of trying to make more space. But it's also that little bit of genius cut them open, you know? Here's Arsenal on the ball. Tomi has to win it back. And now, can they build? White on the ball now.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
I don't think this has been a bad half by any stretch of the imagination. There have been 2 or 3
No, we
chances.
should be up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should be. That's the problem, isn't it?
And when you're away to Palace, saying you should be up,
Yeah.
it's a good sign.
Yeah,
But
That's a
we
ball.
haven't created an abundance of chances.
no. But also, how many do they give you? You know?
Yeah.
That's
Well-
why it's so...
And we've had
it's
2
more-
one-on-ones.
Right.
And don't forget the Martinelli bomb where he doesn't pull the trigger. I think that was actually a half
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Well, yeah, really, you could class that as another.
That's 3 chances. Yeah, that's 3 chances, you can argue. White wins his header. Odegaard absolutely clattered into. He's not happy. And they're having to pull it back for a head injury. Edouard and Odegaard down. And this won't be good for Arsenal's momentum. Like, in a weird way, when Palace had the ball,
Yeah.
I think Arsenal would rather try win it back, divert the attack and go again. So what's happened here?
Back of Odegaard's head.
Oh,
I don't know why Edouard's acting like he's hurt though.
Yeah, it's all right, man.
Odegaard.
Edouard.
Oh, Edouard. Oh,
Edouard
yeah.
just piles into him with his arms. It's Odegaard that takes it.
We got a team talk going on. I think we've got to create at least one more chance in this half.
Oh,
Well, if we create it, we've got to take it.
there's a huddle.
Yeah.
We did on the AFTV
Are you keeping track of them? I
predictions.
saw. Who's counting?
Well,
them?
that's the first I've noticed. Well, they're only against Forest.
I don't remember.
I didn't notice any huddles against
Someone's got to
Forest.
sit there and count them if you want to do it.
Because someone write 1 on a piece of paper.
Oh, there was one against Forest.
Was there?
Yeah.
Do you remember it?
I'm
2.
trying to think why though. I'm trying to think why somebody went down similar.
Opta, where are you when we need you most? How many huddles have Arsenal had this season? We're counting them in the Premier League. Johnson goes long. And Tomi has to
Wasn't it when Timber went down?
Oh. I don't remember a huddle, but maybe I'll stress on
Maybe I don't. Maybe. I the only
It's
thing I
Joel
can think.
Ward. Oh, Joel Ward. Tommy has to get done by Joel Ward.
Oh, too easy.
So right there,
Get up, man.
that just absolutely
Oh,
captured
wow, how
Kai
did we get
Havertz.
that,
I'm not
man?
sure how he gets
And
the
we got a free kick out of
We
it.
did, I don't know how.
I don't think that was a
He
foul.
got back, he actually got his foot on the ball, but ultimately he loses it. I think the rest have been very kind there. Here's Havertz now, goes wide to Partey. And now it's just, they've got back. And now it's about breaking them down again.
Yeah.
Why didn't Marte just run it in
I
there?
don't know, man. It's instruction for sure.
Oh, and Eddie's
great on
he's
the
turned,
spin.
he's beaten another player.
Great
Now
on
he's
the
gone
spin
wide,
again.
Saka. Really good from Eddie. Taking on Mitchell, Saka is, cuts inside, tries to get a shot away, and it's gone over.
He only had one thing on his mind there.
He did.
He only had one
Do
thing
you know,
on his
actually,
mind.
let's call it as it is. That was really poor from Saka. That was really poor.
If I knew it was coming, the fullback knew it was coming.
He's leaning back as he
It's
gets
exactly
this way.
that. Is when you lean back,
Yeah.
don't shoot it, man. Just
No, that was poor. That was poor. He had options to come back inside.
Predictable. At the same time, I'm not gonna be too harsh on him having a goal because I think that's something we need to do more of. Have a goal. This half, there's been a lack of that
Yeah.
around in and around the box. Pass. No real.
Most in Premier League history, Bukayo Saka.
I don't know what's more mad about that
82
stat. The fact that
successful
Saka's done it or the fact that the last person to do it was Merce.
I thought like a Ryan
82.
Giggs would make it or something. I guess.
No, that's for Arsenal.
this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Arsenal. They're only
Oh, sorry.
Arsenal, yeah, only Arsenal.
And Partey's
Oh,
played in
nice.
Saka. He's 1-1 with Mitchell again. Come on, take him on. You've got some grass to hit there. Has to come back inside. Partey now into Odegaard. Same combinations. They're struggling to break them down. Odegaard's coming wide again. That's fine, but where's the space to attack? Martinelli, and is that Saka? Eddie tried to combine. Odegaard now gets a shot away,
Good
and it's a
shot.
good save by Johnston. So that's a fair
Lucky
effort.
shot.
That might have been just sneaking in.
Yeah, it looked like it was dipping late.
Yeah. Yeah, that is dipping late.
No.
Ooh, that might just be catching the bar.
It's quite comfortable for the keeper in the end.
Yeah, straight down the middle.
He's asked a question of him though. Arsenal with another corner. How many is that? 5? 4? 5?
Yeah, 4-5.
I think we've had 2 from Martinelli and this is Saka's second.
Yeah, yes, I think you might be right. So maybe this is 4th. Frank, in just a second, can you get the shots up for us after this corner? Here's Saka with the corner.
Too close.
And he's hit.
Oh,
Oh, that wasn't a terrible area to hit. Can Marte win this header? He can. Headed out, is that Lerma? And now
Keep it alive, keep it alive, keep it
Saka
alive.
trying to turn inside,
Ref.
wins a free kick. Eze with a foul. And
What's
he's
he
gone
said?
wide
Go on in.
to Partey. Get a good ball into the box here, mate. And he does. And it's ball to Martinelli. He takes it first time.
It's unlucky. Good strike, but
Yeah.
wayward.
He had a bit more time than that.
I
though.
thought he had a bit more time.
He did
I
have
thought
a
he was
bit more
gonna
time,
take
but
it
if we're
down,
going to go for it full on, then
Yeah.
I get it. I
Look,
understand.
if I'm going to
it.
cuss him 5 minutes before for not pulling the trigger,
Yeah. All right, fair enough. Yeah,
And he's got the
connected
ability.
with it
He's
quite
trying to
well.
wrap his foot round it, and
Yeah, Arsenal getting shots away now. We've pinned them back, and we're getting shots away. How many shots have we had in this game?
quite a few.
Yeah, so we've had 9 shots. We've had 9 shots so far to Crystal Palace's 4. Interestingly enough, though, only 1 shot on target from each club. Martin Odegaard's obviously being ours. It's not been a very good finishing display from either team so far, but second half's upcoming. Hopefully we can even get a goal before the second half, but it's not been great so far.
I imagine that they're going to play 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
he might get 2 just for Rice's contact lens, man.
Oh yeah, true.
I was going to say 4 to be fair.
Okay, maybe 4.
Yeah.
So I think they've still got 7 minutes here to just keep the foot on the gas, because Palace will be wanting half time right now. We've upped it the
Love
last
that,
10.
Declan.
Declan Rice,
Love
man.
that,
Come on.
Declan.
What?
Declan's
This
having
half.
fun.
Take him down the line, man.
He's come inside. Tomiyasu steps in. Rice. Oh, well.
Sorry, man. What are we seeing
Boy.
from Rice? Come on, man. That's unbelievable.
Well, that's pull from Saka, though, man.
Yeah.
Saka and Odegaard, I mean, they're probably our most effective combination over the last couple of years, but today they've been neutralised quite well.
Declan Rice's passing has been brilliant. Now Martinelli's, he's giving the ball away, but he's trying to drive inside. You know he'll work hard to try and win it back.
He's looked a bit off it today.
Yeah, he has.
He's looked a bit off it
And now
today.
giving the ball away. You know, and you know, if Marte's game all day is going to be to get the ball, slow it down, and look for combinations,
Then Trossard's better at doing that.
that's
Yeah.
exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say though, I think Mitchell's played very well,
Yeah.
and I think he's made it difficult. And you know, to be fair to Palace, they've made it difficult so far, haven't they?
Yeah.
You know, we
But
haven't
having
been
said that,
walking
we
for-
have fashioned some pretty clean opportunities, man.
Yeah, Eddie should have buried the one of them, man. I'm sorry. I understand the one he hit the post, very unlucky because it's great individual effort.
Yeah.
But when you go through like that and you're trying to dink over the keeper from that distance, you just got to smash it, man.
And I think people will forgive him for the first one because it was his good work that created it, whereas for the second, the good work was done for him.
Put on a plate for him.
All he had to do was pull the trigger, and he tried to be a bit too
He
cute.
did the hardest thing.
Yeah.
You know, with that other chance, 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Wow.
With the other chance, he sort of did what he could, and maybe the only thing he could, and he made it for himself, like you said. I think he's gone for a chip when I think he could actually just side foot it into the net. He could roll it in.
Yeah. Look
Here
for
we go, Ben White
Look
now.
for Bukayo.
White to Saka.
But now Odegaard needs to.
And he's found Eddie. And that's a nice touch from Eddie. Tries to get a ball into the box. Odegaard keeps it alive. I think that's clever. Don't take the throw. Keep on him. Saka. Now trying to come inside. He's riding a few challenges really well. Give it to Partey. He does. Odegaard now. Pressed by 3. Overwhelmed. And now Palace are going to counter.
What's Saka and Odegaard doing there, really?
They took too long, all of them. Eze trying to get a shot away. White
foul,
gets
no
back.
foul,
Ref says
no
get
foul.
up, and rightly so.
That comes from Saka running into traffic, though.
Yeah, and now Eddie's 1-on-1 with Gehi, and Odegaard's still not being able to get back, so he's nursing something there. Anderson on the ball, 45 seconds of the half.
Weak from
and
Odegaard.
he's gone for the
but
switch
put
to
under pressure.
Schlupp, I think this is. No, it's Ayew. 1-on-1 with Thomas. Partey. Ooh. It's just about kept him there.
Get there.
Odegaard. Working hard, but
What?
jumps
Come on,
over
man.
the tackle.
Oh well.
20 seconds of the
Is
half.
Odegaard struggling, or am I being harsh? He hasn't had.
No, he's not had a good game.
He's really struggling to get into the game.
He's not having any final third impact. I think the players that are Rice and Eddie, really.
Yeah.
Havertz, I think, started brightly. We haven't really seen much of him the last few minutes.
He hasn't really.
You're
been
being
about
nice,
as
even
much.
saying started brightly, man.
Yeah.
Half
There
time.
you go. Half time. Half time. Louis says that Martinelli misses that Xhaka link up. And they had a good thing down the left. And we highlighted in tactical insight that the left-hand side, where it was Timber last week, Rice on that left, Havertz in the pocket. That's a new left with Eddie helping as well. It would normally be Jesus, Zinchenko, Xhaka. But I don't know if that's an excuse for Martinelli not fancying himself against Joel Ward and taking it on. Just some very quick thoughts. We're going to hand it to Frank for half-time Turkish. Some positive signs, but we've got gears to go up.
Yeah, you'd hope so. You'd hope so.
Yeah.
It's very similar to the Forest, man. I'm worried. I can't lie. I mean, it's only 2 games. It's only 1.5 games.
Yeah.
So as much as my worry is far too premature, I just don't know what it is. It just feels like there's too many
Variables.
players.
There's
too
a
many
lot
players
changing.
moving in too many different positions, and it's causing a lack of fluidity. And in the final third, we were lacking a killer instinct. Both Martinelli and Saka, they're both lacking. I think Eddie, in terms of the front three, has had the best moments in the game, but he should have a goal to his name. That second one, you should be burying that. And you can't even say it's down to a lack of confidence or anything, because he tried to dink the keeper.
Yeah.
That's one of the most confident finishes you can do one-on-one. So it was a very, very poor finish. Havertz, I wouldn't even say started brightly. Maybe had a good touch in the first 5 minutes, and he'd done something that I've forgotten now, because it feels like so long ago, because that was very early on.
Yeah, the layoff to Martinelli.
It's just not. When you mentioned has Odegaard had a poor game? Yes, he has. But then I think, what has Havertz done? And
Yeah,
that's no excuse for Odegaard. My thing is, if we're playing 2-8s or 2-10s or whatever people say, 2 attacking mids, all right, one's not doing well. Where's the other one?
Yeah.
And I'm
That's
yet to see something from him to warrant all of these changes.
That's fair. Odegaard's demanding a lot of the ball, but doing very little when he gets
And
it.
Havertz
Havertz
is
doesn't even seem involved, so he's
ghost.
not getting as much wrong. I agree. I think Declan Rice, the reason he's been so good is not just because he's won his duels and played some nice switch passes. It's because when the space had been there to attack, he did, and that Eddie chance when he really should score comes from him going, I'm happy to step up here and say, give me the ball and I'll create a chance for us. And I understand that we've got, technically we should have 11 technicians on the pitch who can all make something happen, but that's where we're a bit underwhelmed with the actual creators on the pitch. I include Martinelli in that. making something happen. I mean, Saka, I think, has been very involved, so that's almost made me think he's doing a lot more. But really, he's not been quite at it. Dan, you know, positives, but.
Well, I think Declan Rice is the big positive for me. And again, last week, he was probably the best player for me. I know Martinelli, I think I gave it to fair play, he was sensational as well. But I do think Declan Rice has proven why he's so important in this side and will be so important going forward. But I need to see a little bit more. And it's sometimes hard, isn't it? Because you're not going to always get it beautiful. It's not always going to be pristine. We have created, we've made chances, but we haven't put them away. There's also been opportunities where I think Saka and Martinelli in particular could have done a little bit more, and it seems that either they've been told not to or they've decided not to due to a little bit of lack of confidence, particularly Martinelli, who I thought would have definitely taken Joel Ward on a little bit better than he has done so far, particularly on the outside. But I think we'll see some changes in the game, not so much this early on. But I think that we've got some good players on the bench, as Sharoy pictured earlier. So I think we keep going and knocking on the door. But I'm with Turkish, man. I need to see more, bro.
Yeah, and Sharoy, do you echo most of that?
Yeah, look, I mean, just the worry for me is the fact that a lot of this doesn't look as instinctive and natural as it has done last season. And I think when you're trying to learn a new system, I understand why you might second guess yourself. But this does strike me as an element of rigidity too far. And one of the best things about us last year was when Saka had the ball, he was at you. When Martinelli had the ball, he was at you. When Odegaard had the ball, he'd try and do something that gets the crowd off their seat, right? And I think here we've actually seen that slight level of being a little bit too tentative, and all that does is it gives Palace time to get back into their shape. The reason why we're praising Rice is because Rice has not waited. When Rice saw space, he hit that space. Everyone else hasn't necessarily done that. But I'm sure Arteta will be saying a similar sort, or I hope he's saying a similar sort of thing to them now.
Yeah, I agree. Let's go through super chats. I'm going to hand it over to Frank. Stephen says, let's not pick on Havertz only, it's the system. I think we've been kind. But anyway, Jude says, as a West Ham fan, so happy to see Declan Rice playing that well. He's been so good. You boys have got an incredible player. Only if you knew how good he is, well, you will find out. And I agree, I think we're finding out a lot tonight. Question everything. What a name. Says, Nketiah is the best player on the pitch. Havertz is lost. And Dave Jordan, this one's for you, Turkish. What did Big Steve tell you? Slow start, calma.
Yeah, Man City. Man City can say that because there's evidence that they start slow and end like no other teams ended Premier Leagues before in the past.
Yep.
I don't think teams that are coming up to challenge against Man City can afford slow starts.
Yeah.
Maybe performance-wise, yes. Points-wise, no.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, when Liverpool won the only title that's been won away from Man City in the last 7 years, did they start slow? They had it wrapped up by February, March.
Fair point.
Every other time Man City have won the race. So
yep.
it is important in my opinion.
Hard to disagree with that. All right, big thanks everyone. Over to Frank for halftime stats and thoughts.
Yes, people, welcome to the halftime show. Crystal Palace 0, Arsenal 0. It hasn't been the best half of football, I'm not going to lie, but it also hasn't been the worst for me. Let's take a look at some of the stats. Arsenal are currently operating at 0.96 expected goals to Crystal Palace's 0.19. We've seen 68% of the ball, to Crystal Palace's 32. I think James said it early on in the first half. He wasn't expecting to see as much possession today, and he's been absolutely correct with that. Arsenal have had 9 shots to Crystal Palace's 5, only 1 on target from each side. 5 corners for Arsenal, and they've not been great corners in this game. I've got to be honest, a few have hit the keeper. I think Martinelli and Saka have had all 5 of them. Let's get into some individual performances though, however. I want to say, first things first, Declan Rice has been fantastic so far in this game. Definitely my man of the match. I think you're really starting to see why we've paid the fee that we have for him. He's been fantastic on the ball. Let's get some individual stats for Declan Rice here. Bear with me just a moment because he's been absolutely fantastic in this game so far. So looking at the passing, he's completed 34 of his 37 passes. Duels won, he's won 7, 2 of those being on the ground, 5 of those being in the air. He also won the duel against his contact lenses, so that's another one to add to the stats. Who else has played a fantastic game? I believe Bukayo Saka has been very good so far. I think he's had a few shots as well. I think he had the one where he cut inside and everyone knew what he was going to do. He was going for the shot. Unfortunately, it just wasn't meant to be. Honourable mention, Thomas Partey, I think has done very well in a position that's not his own. You know, he's filling in at right back slot. Mikel's decision. I don't necessarily agree with it, but Thomas Partey seems to be proving me wrong so far. He played well in that right-back slot against Nottingham Forest. He's playing well in that right-back slot against Crystal Palace. Kai Havertz, I know, was a one that a lot of people didn't necessarily want to see start. However, he's having a fairly decent game. He's had some dodgy touches here and there, but nevertheless, let's take a look at his stats. He has completed 92% of his passes, 11 out of 12, 5 duels, 1. It's been a fairly decent first half for Kai Havertz, and you know, we can't complain too much. Let's take a look at what everyone's saying. I believe we've got a super chat here. That one has already been read out. Havertz off, Trossard on. Are you saying that you want Leandro Trossard in the position that Havertz is playing? I'm not necessarily against that, but I definitely agree with the fact that we need to get Leandro Trossard on. However, and this might be slightly controversial, I believe it needs to be in Eddie Nketiah's place. Not necessarily because of how Eddie Nketiah has played. I think he's had a fairly decent game so far. Got unlucky with the shot that hit the post. Bit of a questionable decision for the shot that he tried to chip. Bit cheeky, bit unnecessary. Should have just put his foot through it and put it into the side netting. But he didn't do that in the end. I believe you do need to put Leandro Trossard in that striker position, and the reason I believe so is if you take Eddie off, you put Leandro Trossard in that striker position. Martinelli's struggling on that left-hand side at the moment. If you put Leandro Trossard in, I believe it gives you the option for Trossard and Martinelli to rotate throughout the game. So if Martinelli is struggling on that left-hand side, they always have the option for Leandro Trossard to come out there and for Gabriel Martinelli to go through the middle. That is my personal opinion. The problem we have is Arteta thinks he's Pep. That's really harsh. I mean, come on. Arteta's done a fantastic job for us so far. And I'll be honest, I don't think we're playing terrible football. It's just we just haven't been clinical. And ultimately, that's what needs to change in this second half. Someone's saying Smith Rowe for Kai Havertz. Ooh, I could see that happening. I think the only issue is Smith Rowe hasn't seen a lot of football recently, towards the end of last season, especially when people wanted him to start. He wasn't starting games. So I don't think you're going to see Emile Smith Rowe. I don't think you're going to see that change. Eddie's been okay. Everyone is so reactionary. Listen, like I said, the reason that I believe Eddie Nketiah should be coming off is not because of his performance. I just want to see Trossard and Martinelli rotating, and I believe in order to do that, he's not going to take off Saka. And it has to be Eddie Nketiah, unfortunately, for Eddie. Eddie. That's from Milo Nettleton. What's everyone else saying? Arteta, that's not necessary. Havertz 10, Bossard 9. Yes, I could definitely see that happening. Arteta has done nothing. We need trophies. You two, the lead. Okay, fair enough. All right, we've got a super chat here from Question Everything. What is the agenda against Nketiah? What more does he need to do to get respect? Striker's job is to try and score goals. He hit the bar and missed a dink. I think people are misjudging what I'm saying about Eddie. Like I've said, it's not to do with Nketiah's performance. I just believe tactically it would be better to put Trossard where Eddie Nketiah is, and then you can have that whole front three be rotational if you really need to. That's the only reason behind my opinion. Let's take a look at some more of the stats here as well. We'll look at corner kicks, which I already looked at. We've had Arsenal 1 offside to Crystal Palace's 0. We've committed 3 fouls so far to Crystal Palace's 8. Crystal Palace have got a yellow card. Who's the player with the yellow card? It's Jordan Ayew with the yellow card. 8 Crystal Palace throw-ins to Arsenal's 3. There's a few more stats there for you. Eddie isn't clinical enough. Look, I can understand what you're saying there, but in a way, I can understand what you're saying. You look at some of the stats. His starts at the Emirates, I believe he's scored 14 goals in 16 starts at the Emirates specifically. I think that's fairly clinical. I can understand, like I said before, I can understand why you're saying that. This game specifically, he hasn't had the best of shots. Absolutely, but just not be too reactionary. Talk about the ref. What do you want me to say about the ref, man? I don't believe the referees had too bad of a game. He's given the correct fouls where there should have been fouls. I believe the VAR has been fairly good. I'm so glad that the referee didn't call for that Saliba challenge. And I want to come back to that Saliba challenge, actually, because what a challenge that is from William Saliba. Last man, if he gets that wrong, Saliba gets sent off. But he doesn't get it wrong. That's a fantastic challenge from William Saliba, and that is one of the many reasons that I believe he's currently the best centre-back in the Premier League. Let me know what your thoughts about that are in the chat. Come on, you Gunners. That's from PUBG Warlord. Put Zinchenko in for Tomi. I could definitely see that happening. You know, Tomiyasu hasn't had the best of games for me. I think the only issue that you've got with Tomiyasu coming in is he's not seen much game. He's not seen many minutes this pre-season. So it could be a little bit of a risk to bring him in when he's not played any minutes. And you know, Palace are putting the pressure on us a little bit, especially towards the end of that second half. Palace was definitely starting to get into it a bit more. There aren't many clinical strikers that we could actually get. Gabriel Jackson from Chelsea looked good pre-season, but now in the league he's struggling. Again, I think it's very early. I think it's definitely very early. I know people have their questions about Eddie Nketiah, me being one of them, but give it time. I'm sure it will work out eventually. We just need to be a little bit patient. Saliba is a monster. That's from the Cup Chasers. I completely agree. I want to know what you guys think. Is Saliba the best centre-back in the Premier League right now? Like I said, I believe he is. I don't really understand the formation that we're playing, so I can understand the confusion, but from what I believe it is just a simple 4-3-3. Thomas Partey at right back, and then you've got your normal defenders as they are. Trossard for Kai, again, that's been mentioned before. I could definitely see that happening. No matter how it works, no matter how Arteta decides to do it, I definitely feel that you need to see Leandro Trossard in this second half. 100%. Saliba is the best. Saliba is the best centre back. I'm glad people are agreeing with me on this, because he's just like all the Arsenal fans have been saying. He's a Rolls Royce of a defender, and I'm really, really happy with the way William Saliba has been playing. And I think we've got that William Saliba for many, many years to come. Kai is fine. Take Eddie off. I can understand where you're coming from there. Kai out, Trossard in, even Raya for Havertz. That's a bit harsh. Why bench Gabriel? I believe it is now to do. This is the second time in a row. I believe it definitely is to do with this Real Madrid interest. Maybe it's put him off a little bit. But yeah, guys, the players are coming out for the second half. I've been Frank. I've been doing the half-time show. Back to the sofas.
Back to the sofas. That's how it feels. Arsenal's performance has been just a little bit too slouched for my liking. Let's see if they can up it in the second half. About to kick off. It's like Eze's going to take it, and he's just fainted the kick-off, and off they go. Palace for kick-off.
Come on, man.
We talked a little bit outside, guys. Nothing we haven't said already on this stream, but you know, it's an intensity thing. Like, we can talk tactics and all that, and that's a part of it. Of course it is. It is a part of it, so watch Tactical Insight. But intensity and doing things with as Mitchell comes to the idea.
So well there, man.
And he crosses it, doesn't find anyone.
What do you reckon the halftime message was?
Raise it. Like, putting it simply. What do you guys think?
I do feel there has been a little bit of lack of intensity, I can't lie, but you know, it's fine margins. Me and Shaw were outside saying Eddie puts that away, and we're like, well, we're 1-0 up. We're a bit like the Forest.
Control the game, limited them chances.
You know, it's 1-0 or 2-0. We've had 3 chances, we said outside, didn't we? And I think that if you put them away, we're coming away thinking maybe this system has worked. We're 3-0 up. It's fine margins in football, but you know, I think we're disappointed with the first half, but let's see what the second half brings. We've got some changes. This is the thing. We've got some actual options on the bench now. We've got Trossard. We've got Smith Rowe that I'd like to see. So, yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see how it goes. But that was worrying straight away. I mean, Palace, to be fair to them, with a better ball there from Mitchell, it was a great play from him. In, you know, it's different. That's the thing. It's fine margins, man. Palace scored that, and then we're talking about how this ain't working. You know what I'm saying? This is the problem. It's so close, isn't it?
I mean, you know, and goals and results define. You know, they're the things you look at above all else. I do think there's an element of, if we, and Saka's in here, if we did take that early chance, we're saying,
but look how
we've
everyone drifted away from him.
Oh, it's a nice ball, actually.
Come on.
It's a decent ball. Go out for a corner.
Why is he leaving that to go out?
Martinelli.
I know, I thought
Could he have
that.
brought that down?
Don't know.
I thought he could have brought that down. Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe fancied the corner.
Come on, man.
Arsenal in their Islington FM kit. The waves of North London. Yeah, there's a story behind every kit, isn't there? I saw actually someone who worked on the kit speaking about it, saying, well, you know, in a few years it will be a classic. And Havertz gets the flick on, and Saka can keep this alive. Lots of men in the box now, so Arsenal can try and capitalise here. Here's Saka, comes inside, one-on-one with Ayew. Ayew's doing really well in one-on-one. Both going forward.
Didn't beat the first man.
Defensively, Saka does
well done,
to win it
Saka.
back. White gets his foot on the ball, tries to play the 1-2,
nice.
and he does. Is he on? He is. Johnston
Poor delivery though.
claims from the cross.
It's poor delivery. Nice bits of intricate play you get there.
This is a little bit of luck the way it come to him, look. Because
He was on.
Yeah, he was on. Yeah, that's too close to the keeper though, that, isn't it? But
Okay, again, I mean, very similar to the first half. First couple minutes, Arsenal get some territory, pushing them back, don't capitalise, and now let's see how they settle into the rest of the game. Partey went to press, but left Eze to Havertz in the end there. And now they're playing out the back. Palace, Anderson, goes long, and it's going out for a throw. Good, and I think that's what we want to force them into. We want to force them into lots of long balls.
All of our corners in the first 2 games have been near post. Literally, I'm pretty much all of them.
Or into the keeper's hands.
Yeah.
Which I fear might be a near post corner gone wrong.
But last year,
how is
we used to take a lot of short corners last year as well, right? And not always put them in the box. We haven't done that once today. Sometimes it's decent to switch it up a little bit, man.
I don't know. I imagine you've got to mix up the routines, but yeah, this one hasn't really worked for us. Oh, well done, Tomi. That's good. Really good. Winning an early duel in the second half. Now Partey gets his foot on the ball. 4 minutes played already.
Let's go, Thomas.
Saliba.
Looks like Declan Rice is holding his face again.
Look at the gap. Look at the gap in the middle, though. No one's there.
Oh, he's holding his
and
eye
we've got
again,
Rice.
Rice.
And we've got Havertz and Odegaard.
Tell you what, though.
Saka's
Tell you
playing
what, though.
behind, and he's twisting and turning. Can he get a cross away? No, he's having to come back inside. He's found Odegaard. Odegaard, lovely cushion touch, and he's done really well to keep that there. Here's Partey. He's looking for a cross to the back post.
That's a good ball.
Partey, he's got it. He goes round the outside of Anderson, tries to cross it, and it's going out for a corner.
Corner.
No claims for a handball. Nice, Odegaard kept that move alive, and Partey heavily involved. He plays it in behind.
Nah, his arm's down by his side.
His arm is by his body. We can be unbiased.
Come on, let's make someone
enough to admit
another
that.
corner. We've had this about 7th corner. Away from the keeper.
Martinelli.
Straight
and
into
this
his
time
hands
the
again.
keeper punches out. And
Way
it's a
too
touch from
close,
Ben
man.
White. And he needs help, and he gets it from Saka. Saka who's shielding Ayew so well. I mean, it's brilliant.
He's not going to book him. He's not going to book him.
Saka is the master at pinning down defenders and spinning them like that. Very Salah-esque. Salah is brilliant at that.
A couple of years ago, everyone was saying he just needs to develop that little bit of strength and learn how to guard the ball. And he said, all right, I will.
Yep.
Well, Inswinger would have been better here, man.
Oh,
Nice.
it's gone.
Too heavy.
To Nketiah. Is that a penalty? The ref's having he's given a pen. It's a penalty for Arsenal.
One thing I would say, Nketiah maybe gets there first, but he's not in control of
No,
the
he
ball.
isn't, no.
He is not in. That
think
ball
they'll
is getting
rescind-
pelted
think they'll
out.
take it back?
No,
That ball is getting pelted out of
No,
play.
they have to give that.
He's giving it into, and does Johnson get anything here? No. Stone wall pen.
That isn't clear and obvious. They can't overturn that.
No.
That's a pen. That's a pen.
The thing is, you're absolutely right. How much? He'd blown the whistle. He'd blown the whistle, the ref. I've seen him. And he's rolled it into Eddie. Does Johnson?
He gets nothing.
Penalty.
He gets
Yeah,
nothing.
It's a pen.
And I just say, superb from Martinelli.
Yeah.
Is-
And Eddie.
Unbelievable.
Is Saka
like,
taking
vision.
this?
Yeah,
It's
well, I
gotta
guess
be-
it's
it's
Saka.
gotta
He's
be
the first
Saka,
choice taker. I think Odegaard and Havertz are better takers, but I think he'll give it to Saka. And what's so you raise a really interesting point here, right?
They're looking at a foul in the build-up. They're looking at a foul in the build-up.
Possible
Look here,
attacking
Partey.
foul.
Yeah.
Party.
Don't.
It's too soft.
you
It's too soft. It's too
dare.
soft. It's
They're
too
saying
soft.
Party. They're saying
dare.
Party
It's
is
too
fouled.
soft. It's too
Give
soft.
a foul from Partey here.
It's too soft. It's too soft. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think they'll give
Nah,
that.
man.
He's nowhere near it. Come on.
Come on.
That's an
Even
off-the-ball
them-
incident.
Given.
Given. Good.
Even them checking that is a bit of a.
Yeah, they're trying, aren't
What are
they?
they really trying to do?
Saka's the third most highest captain player this week in FPL. Yeah, after Haaland
Now
and
they're
Salah.
messing around with the. Are they messing around with the spot sign? Because the Arsenal players are complaining. They're not happy.
Odegaard's going to take it. He's just threw the ball to Odegaard, did he not?
Martin
Yeah,
Odegaard.
Odegaard is taking it. He's giving it to Bukayo Saka.
First Ollie Watkins doesn't take a pen.
Or
No,
is
Saka doesn't take a pen.
this?
Hey, he's missed 2 in a row, isn't
Yeah.
it? Aside from the.
He scored the
Community
Community
Shield.
Shield.
Community
and
Shield,
missed
he
the-
scored, didn't he?
Right, so my next on the chopping block here, because I said Odegaard should be taking it, and I said it very confidently, thinking Saka was taking it. So
You
this-
think Odegaard should
No,
be taking
I think Odegaard should be taking it, and I said it with such confidence.
Odegaard
steps
steps up. And now we're 1-0.
Arsenal lead
And now
Crystal
we're 1-0.
Palace.
Now we're 1-0. Now we're 1-0. Now we're
We
1-0.
needed that. We needed that.
Well done, Arsenal. Well done, Eddie Nketiah for the run. Well done, Marseille for the pass.
Yes, Eddie Nketiah is alive. He's alive. It's all well and good someone playing the pass, which takes an element,
Yeah.
but the man has to get there first.
And he did the same thing against Man United, but he got a shot away that time. Do you remember in the
yeah.
US tour game? He scuffed the shot. Lovely from Odegaard. He steps,
Nice.
and there he is.
You're not saving that. If you're going the right way, you're not saving that.
Man, flex. That was a really calm penalty. That.
Beautiful penny.
Really nice, really nice.
See, James, why do you have any doubt, mate? I mean, that's why you want to.
No, I said he's my taker.
That's what I'm saying. You're like, oh no, I've
Yeah,
said you
but-
scored this now.
We're in the world of clips
Ah, of course we are. Yeah.
and gotcha and you don't know ball. Anyway,
Ignore all that rubbish, man.
why does he look like he's ready to save another pen? Do you know, I think we're taking this. Johnson stood there like he's ready to face another. It's like a
when
shootout.
video game players have a stock reset position. That's exactly what he looked like. Get that!
Unlucky.
Did he touch it? Oh, it's a shame he touched it. Palace throw. Okay, Arsenal get an early goal in the second half. 1-0 up, penalty, and we've given all the credit to all the players involved. Some people are asking why no Saka. I don't know. Call me old school, yeah. I don't know. Actually, I say is this even old school? I'm not sure. As Edouard steps forward and
Why
lays
is this
it
so
to
easy?
Lerma, who
Why is
goes
this so
wide to
easy?
Ayew rifles it into the side netting. Goal kick Arsenal.
Was that really poor? Was
Yeah,
that
it
me?
was. Yeah, defensively
Passing
we were
it round
shambles
to
there.
that. Come on, boys.
I think Eze does well, but from there on in, we should do better there.
Look at
but
this.
Mostly here.
Yeah.
Mostly here.
Although the numbers are back, I will give him that. I think there are numbers there.
But what I would say is when we're in that position in their box, James, we don't have that much time and space on the ball. in
Yes.
that
Yeah,
position.
True.
You know?
True.
We had numbers, but they were just hanging about.
Yeah. So I was going to say on the penalty takers, I mean, why shouldn't teams have more than one taker? And then the keeper has to plan for. Well done, Havertz.
Well done, Havertz.
Hello.
Well done, Saka.
Oh my God.
Back to
Kai
Kai, back to
Kraut.
Kai.
Where you
poor.
going? Where you going, Eddie? Come on.
We have men forward there as well, man.
And now they're lifting it, Palace. They're lifting it, and Saka's great work rate. Great work rate, but we've not dealt with it yet. Oh,
Don't foul him there. Don't foul him there.
I'm calling obstruction there. Here's Lerma. Here's Decore. Tries to thread it through. Lovely pass to Lever.
Wonderful.
Wow.
Who just goes for like a volley clearance.
Wonderful.
Let's hear from Frank. Arsenal 1-0 up as they give it away again. Frank, talk us through this while we sit here stress.
Yeah, listen, it's been electric from Arsenal since the
a free
start
kick
of the
for
second
Palace.
half. I think the best thing about what I've seen so far in the second half is, especially against Nottingham Forest, we got in a situation where we played fairly good in the first half, and in the second half we just didn't look up to it. In this game, I've seen the complete opposite. It's been all Arsenal from the start of the second half. Well done to both Martinelli and Nketiah to get the penalty. And I actually really like the fact that Martin Odegaard took that, because like you said, James, you don't have to have one penalty taker. And the fact that Bukayo Saka didn't take that penalty, you've got to think that Crystal Palace would be planning for a Bukayo Saka penalty if it was to happen. So Odegaard taking that penalty could have thrown Johnson off a little bit, and ultimately it's resulted in the goal. I'm happy, 1-0 to the Arsenal.
And now they have a free kick to defend here. William Saliba late in on the tackle there.
Don't like the look of this,
They
man.
got someone
Come on.
lying down, Eze, who's very much the star man there. He's the player I enjoy most, watching the most. And you can just see, look, I know the Ramsey on the wall, you know, they'll have a plan, but you just think, Eze, he's lifted it high and over.
But he went for the space that Ramsdale left.
Yeah, and you always think, God, that looks so inviting,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Now, he puts too much on it and it goes over. Now, can Arsenal settle? Because this has been a really poor...
Yeah, since you scored,
Yeah.
Palace have...
Will the coaches always take you?
You're at your most vulnerable.
Yeah, the most
Yeah.
weakest.
I mean, I always think you're at your most vulnerable when you're 5-0 down, but yeah, that's probably up there otherwise. Ramsdale on the ball. Gives it into Rice. Very cool, very calm. And here's Saliba now. So where the hell is the rest of our defence? See, why Saliba all the way out there? But total football or something like that, eh? As we hoof it long for Eddie. Who gives away a foul?
Calm down, man.
Yeah, Arsenal haven't settled since the goal.
I think this is the sort of period of the game where I wouldn't actually mind us having 10 minutes of absolutely harmless possession. Just to quieten it down. You know what I mean? Very often I want us to be really attacking in the ball, but when they're upping it a bit, I think if we can just keep the ball and settle it down, even if we're not creating much until the 70th, it is what it is.
I'd like to see us hold a good shape, really. By the way, don't time waste Arsenal, because I'm seeing that's all taking a while, because they will add it up, and the next thing you know, it's 13 minutes added time.
But then there was only 2 minutes in the first half.
Yeah,
I thought
I didn't see much time wasting, if I'm honest. I think other than the Rice thing, I didn't really see much reason. So they've gone on to Havertz again.
That's ours.
That's ours, Rick.
That's ours.
Well done.
He's giving it, he's giving it, he's giving it.
Now calm it, just calm.
Kai Havertz
Someone come to him.
taking throw-ins.
Someone
This guy
come
can
to
do
him.
everything. Throw-ins, headers, wide left, false 9, number 8.
More relaxed now, 1-0 up, innit?
£65 million steal. No, because
Like,
now,
no, you can't say the same thing.
now we've got a lot to lose.
Time wasting.
Oh. Tommy Asu on a yellow card for time wasting. See, you know what annoys me about that, right?
They gave him the ball late though. Havertz had it for a while. How long was Tommy holding it for?
What annoys me about that?
Why are we doing that in the 59th minute though? Come on, like this is.
I did just call
stupid.
for no time wasting, but the thing that annoys me is just add the time. That's how you punish the team.
Yeah. Yeah, now that they are adding it on. When they weren't, I understand the booking. It is what it is.
Very weird.
Although
I can only assume the ref must have warned. The ref
Maybe.
must have said, listen,
Maybe.
here's
Handball.
who's that, Tomi Asu?
Crikey.
And now they're trying to break, Eze. I'm not trying to break, they're trying
Just
to get
stay
out.
close,
the
just
corner.
stay close, just stay
Whoa,
close,
This is
just
a good
stay
Arsenal press. Havertz putting them under some pressure there.
That's good play. That's good play to
Now
be fair.
Ramsdale, give it to Saliba, please, and a White, and run back to your goal now. Here's Rice, wide to White. Partey.
Give it to Rice. No.
Very central, and then you notice it's Tomi Asu hugging the width, and Havertz drops in. It's all about positional rotations, and if you're here, then you're there. But there's a basic shape they all need to follow. Luckily into Rice, and now Rice steps forward. He's looking for a pass into Tomi Asu, and he goes, I just feel a bit sorry for Tommy because I don't know if there was an option there. For him.
No, I'm not sure that was the right pass.
Foul.
Now Havertz brings down Eze.
You're going to get booked for
Tries
that.
to stop the
You're going to
free
get
kick.
booked for that. You're going to get booked for that. Is he letting him go?
Yeah, the ref's going to let that go.
Yeah, since the goal, it's been a bit scrappy. But we are away, London derby, Monday night.
Yeah,
I'll take the 3 points any which way they come, to be honest.
yeah, I agree.
I want another
One of you, well
No,
done.
hard. You can't fault the work ethic, that's
Go
for
on,
sure.
go on, the
Saka.
space is there.
Oh,
You took it off him.
Okay, it's all
You
right,
took it
Eddie.
off him.
Come on, keep it alive now. I don't think he got a shout. Here's Havertz. Havertz, show some. That's okay, that's nice. Ball retention. Here's Eddie. No. Okay, we're slowing it, but isn't this what we wanted, Troy? A little bit of get your foot on the ball.
Yeah, but that was a chance there, James.
Yeah, once it died though, I'm happy they didn't.
Yeah,
force
Oh,
it.
okay.
Don't give away
So
possession.
here's Saka. And he was onside, surprisingly, but he's kept it. Now Partey, is he going to go for a shot? He does.
Wow.
And Johnston palms it over for a corner to Arsenal.
Partey likes those ones though.
Yeah, but they look the best when they start just outside of that right hand side,
Yeah.
innit?
It was the wrong angle to strike.
That's the thing.
Yeah, we
Actually,
won
he
it.
slightly scuffed it.
That started so centrally, it was.
Corner to Arsenal, 30 minutes plus whatever, 15, 20, 25 minutes of added time.
Make something of one of these corners, please.
Yeah. You can't have this many corners and ask so little of the opposition.
Agreed. I mean, Gabriel is obviously one of our biggest set-piece threats, and he's not on the pitch.
Cross comes in.
Look,
Nodded onto the back
near the
post.
He's going to let it run, isn't he?
Eddie
Well
keeps
done,
it
Eddie.
alive.
That's what you
That's
needed.
good.
That's good.
Here's Martinelli now. Drive into that space. Goes for the whipped cross. Odegaard on the volley. Appalling effort.
Come on, man. You can't be doing that from there. That's spinning like everything. He's got to just take it down.
Yeah.
Wow.
David says, "Wow, you guys so negative. What are we negative about? We're smiling. Turkish is smiling. Look at that big smile. Look at me.
Trust me, I'm happy enough.
Yeah, you know.
I want another.
No, you know. Listen, we're not sitting there going, yeah, 3 points secured,
I
but
wouldn't say we've been negative. I think we've been honest. I think at 1-0 you're never comfortable, but
Just
I
don't
don't
foul
think it's
him.
been horrendous from us. Just
There you
don't.
go. Good work.
I think
Well
it's
done.
lacked.
Good work.
White into Rice.
That's another department of the celebration police, to be honest.
Yeah.
That department doesn't get talked about enough.
Yeah, the what would
Why
you
aren't
call
you
them?
doing cartwheels? Why aren't you flipping the sofa over? Are you not happy?
Why aren't you doing a Cecil and breaking the well everything in here? I'll never forget. Although I think that Nelson goal against Bournemouth merited
Yeah,
that merited
That was
some
mad,
smashed
that.
up stuff.
That was mad.
Production looked at us. We said, "Listen, don't even bother getting mad."
That was absolute shutdown.
Yeah, that was. Here's Rice. Wide to Saliba. Not really wide. Now it's wide. It's Tomiyasu. Some sustained possession here, but we saw against Forest something out of nothing can happen. So I don't think the team should be resting on their laurels. I think Arteta said in an interview actually that did the rounds today. You know, we don't want to just rest on 2-0. That's not the plan.
We want to kill the game.
Yeah. So let's see if they
Yeah,
can.
at the moment, since we scored, we're resting on 1-0. So it's
Yeah. Here's Rice. That's good.
Nice.
Hello.
Wonderful.
Driving into space.
Wonderful.
I wonder if Saka could have maybe driven forward with him. Here's Odegaard.
Out to Martinelli.
Yes.
Go on. Now, attack him. Come on, you have so much space to attack there. And he's not.
The more this happens, the more I think that's on instruction. Turkish was right, man. He hasn't
That-
tried it.
that's
He hasn't
not
tried it
Martinelli,
once.
man.
No, not
He hasn't
once.
tried it once.
That's
Not
not
one.
Martinelli. Martinelli likes to.
He's happy to get it wrong, normally.
Yeah, he likes to attack.
James, tell me how Havertz so far is better than Pepe. Wasn't Pepe at least a goal scorer? One of the best goals per minute ratio for us in recent years.
Entirely
Who was
different
Havertz
position.
recently? Listen, who's that coming in from?
Entirely different
Farhan.
position.
I think Havertz is far more involved in duels than Pepe. Other than that, I largely agree. Pepe, as a final third and output player, has done more. But we're basing Havertz on 2 Premier League games and a Community Shield in which he's played basically 2 different positions in those matches. And listen, if Arteta's happy with the football we're playing and the system, and it, you know, then he's serving the system. I don't know. I didn't sign Havertz.
Sounded like he was asking you why you said Havertz has
No,
started.
no,
He's
better
off.
than
Ah, no, he
Pepe.
held it again.
Never
He held it
complained.
again.
I'll tell you
Yeah,
what.
there we go.
That's the ball.
There we
That's the
go.
ball. Running around
That's
the
the
outside
ball.
here. Comes for the cutback. Eddie keeps it alive. Tries to get a shot away. Blocked by, was that Gehi there? Havertz has a goal! It was nowhere near. I don't know why I got so excited. But that was all right.
Great
Lovely ball in bar. Was that Tomiyasu's
Yeah.
pass?
And look at what happens when Martinelli sets off.
Yeah, see?
Havertz, he just thought, I'll have a go here. Yep, nowhere near anyone, but you know what, fair enough, he's had a shot. I just got the Turkish look.
I don't know what he wanted to do, but the
Yeah.
execution was crazy.
Oh, Tomiyasu's on a yellow card.
You
Yeah,
don't
he
need to
is.
do that, Tommy. You don't need to do that.
He's on a yellow card.
He is. He's
off.
off. He's off.
Tomiyasu's been sent off.
What a ridiculous thing to do.
He's had a poor game.
Yeah.
He's had
to
a
be
poor
honest,
game.
he has. And now Mikel Arteta's telling Anderson where to go.
You don't want anyone else booked for dissent though, because they book you quickly for this. Just
Hold
get
on,
just get
Odegaard's
on
the captain.
Just get on
so
with this.
the referee should talk to him now. I've got to be honest, I think this is a second yellow. No! No!
What do you mean?
Is that what he's booked him for?
Bro,
Where?
Yeah.
Nah, he doesn't. He
Guys,
doesn't.
there's nothing
He
there.
doesn't. He doesn't.
He's not done anything.
He doesn't.
Where's the bar?
He doesn't yank
No, but
it.
the VAR can't
You
overturn
can't
yellows.
overturn a yellow,
They can go
so
straight
it's
red, they
screwed.
can't.
Guys, he hasn't grabbed him.
Yeah,
He
he
must have
didn't.
done something, man.
He
What do you
didn't.
mean he must have? Where'd you see? He didn't do
He
anything.
didn't. He didn't.
I don't know. He must have done something for the guy to drop.
Yeah, he's on a yellow and Aye wants him sent off, so he's dived.
That was a potential chance for him to run into space and create an attack.
Nah, he wants him off. He wants him off. That there is no, I'm sorry.
There wasn't a foul
no way that is a second yellow.
There wasn't a foul
It's not a
there.
foul.
So what do we do now with this system?
No.
You do not want half an hour at Selhurst Park like this, man, with 10 men.
That. I'm sorry.
What do
Yeah,
we
that
do
was-
now then, James? Who goes?
Well, he's going to have to bring on Gabriel and Kivior, and you get off Havertz and Odegaard. I think you revert to a proper back four, a proper midfield four.
This is not what
And-
we needed,
and-
man. Yeah, there you go. You're right, Gabriel
And
coming on.
You got to get through this now. I'll be honest, guys.
That was
I
a-
think we've been totally robbed there.
Yeah.
That is not a second yellow. I don't see a foul, let alone a yellow.
I thought there was a shirt pull until
I
I
thought
saw
he
the replay.
pulled him, and I
There
think the
was
ref has.
nothing.
The
There
ref
was
has thought that as well.
He's twisted because he's twisted him. He's fought, like his body's turned with him, so it looks like maybe there's a shirt pull or something. There is nothing in that.
I actually also want to watch the first yellow back to see if that was genuinely time wasting.
Well, there's that as well,
I wanna
because
see
then you
that as
wonder, was it Havertz who was time wasting,
Yeah.
and Tomiyasu's got the ball,
Yeah,
and actually that's almost like a team yellow card
Exactly.
rather than a.
exactly.
I'm sorry, that for me is never a red card. I think Tomiyasu is so, and he's not had a good game. I agree with you, but that is an outrageous decision. Let's go to Frank on this. Frank, what are you hearing?
Yeah, so I can offer a bit of insight on both
And Havertz
cards.
doesn't get
So
one for that.
basically, the reason that Tomiyasu was given the initial yellow card was for time wasting. I don't necessarily think it's his fault, so it's very, very harsh, but it took 23 seconds to take that throw in, so that's why the card's given. I just personally believe it shouldn't have been given to Tomiyasu directly, because Tomiyasu only just received the ball when the card was given, so that was harsh. And then the second yellow comes from an alleged nudge on the player, which again, really harsh. I think that's poor officiating, but I
Shocking.
understand that VAR can't
Defending a free
overturn the
kick,
yellow cards.
and
So
it rolls
it's just
into
really
round
harsh. Back to you guys.
Sorry, no. Do you know what? I'm getting angry by the second. That is a disgraceful decision.
I mean, you can see it again, though, man, because Tomiyasu did not appeal once when the free kick was given away. He did. He didn't appeal that it wasn't a free kick. That's why I'm confused as to, because if in that moment, if the ref's giving a free kick and you haven't barely touched the guy, then you're going to
Because
say
you showed,
ref, like,
you
it's
showed
not a free
dissent and
kick.
you're at risk of getting the second yellow.
The ref.
But saying it's not a free kick is not really
That's a
dissent.
great point. If he fights back too much, hold on. That referee was so quick to give that fucking decision.
To
Because
be
the
fair-
thing is, yeah, okay, 23 seconds. I'm going to say it. That is way too long for a throw-in. Yellow card. Great bit of stats. Thank you, Frank. That is fair enough, but Tomiyasu isn't the one holding the ball that whole time.
It was with
so
Kai
the referee
Havertz.
should
It was
understand.
with Kai Havertz.
Yeah, that one there is. I agree with that.
So the referee should have the common sense to go, all right, I booked you because the team deserve a booking on that, but is that a yellow card? Was that a dangerous breakaway or whatever? It wasn't even a foul.
But it wasn't even a shirt pull. I think the ref saw a shirt pull, but it wasn't there.
The ref
That's
did
what I
not clearly
think.
guess. He totally guessed.
Yeah.
I think the ref has seen what we all saw, which was, I think that's a yellow because he's pulled his shirt. And now we're seeing it on replays. The ref isn't seeing that because there's no VAR for it. So I think we need to remember that as well, man. I thought it was I thought it was.
And
when I
why
saw it
can't
live.
VAR get involved? Because I know
Because it's
those are the
yellow,
rules.
innit?
VAR doesn't get involved in yellow card decisions, but that is a red card offence ultimately that is resulted in, and it's a mess. Once again, no accountability from the refs. We're not going to talk about them and the ridiculous decisions they get wrong, but we're going to sit here and say managers can't moan, players can't protest. If you time waste a little bit, we're going to book you. Okay, cool, but where's everything else being addressed? The officiating is absolutely horrendous. Here comes Eze and Arsenal just dropping deep. Declan Rice trying to go 1-0 and Eze's come through. And he's going to give a penalty, isn't he? No, he hasn't given it. He said
book him.
Partey's telling him to book
No, but
him.
Partey will get
But
a
now
yellow
he's
for
going to
that.
book.
Partey will get a yellow
Now
for
he's
that.
going to book Partey for saying that it should be a yellow.
It's going to look though. It's going to look. I thought that might have been a penalty. I'm not even going to lie, but I need to see it again. But
Eze's saying watch it. And now Rice isn't happy.
have a look.
Eze. No, I don't know.
There's contact.
have a look
Partey's
at Partey's leg though.
Partey's leg. Partey's leg. Sticks it out.
He might
Sticks
give
it
it.
out.
I don't know why he's
Sticks it
He
out.
might give it.
he stuck his leg out, ain't he?
I think he might give it.
He sticks it out and he pulls it back.
Is they,
He goes over easy. He goes
Yeah,
over
he goes
easy.
over way
He's
easy.
going down before the leg
Yeah,
comes
yeah.
out.
He's going down, man.
Partey's leg doesn't even really come out.
right, play on. Arsenal get away with this. Get into your shape.
Where's Eze's card?
Yeah, and Partey's saying, well, what about the dive? Well, look, Arsenal going to have to get through this. And I tweeted about it. This is why I like tweeting about things when it's not about Arsenal, to make the point. Because, let me just reel out some of the decisions again. Romero handball against Man United. Pen wasn't given.
Yeah.
Onana charging into who was it? Or whatever, Wolves player, Dawson, I think. No penalty given. Tim Ream, the second yellow at Fulham. I don't know if you saw that.
I'd say the McAllister red.
I thought the McAllister red, absolutely.
And even maybe the pen in that game.
And I thought Lisandro Martinez was lucky not to give away a pen, the way he just barged into the player. Brandon says this is why you don't take yellow cards on a damn throw-in. I don't think he took the yellow. I think he just went over to take a throw-in. Oh, Arsenal under the cosh. But dig in, we're 1-0 up. Let's see what you can do. And I don't also, and let me say this, I don't expect Arsenal to do nothing now for the next 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, 10 men, he's still got
But I
players on
don't
the
think
pitch.
Martinelli should have come off because Martinelli is the most lethal threat we have over the top.
I'm surprised Havertz didn't come off, but is that maybe for set pieces and stuff?
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
it's always Martinelli. And
Yeah, I
you can see
agree.
he was kind of frustrated there. He
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
one that, when you're 10 men, he's the
Yeah.
one you kind of stick up top and say, any balls up over the top,
He'll
chase
stretch it.
that.
He'll stretch it.
Well,
Yeah,
I
and
agree
he's the one
totally.
that comes off like. So to be honest with you, as much
Agree
as
totally.
how we doing something, you know?
So the system is now back five. Saka's gone to left wing back, and it's Gabriel at centre back with Saliba and White, and it's a midfield three of Havertz, Odegaard, and Rice. So that three, very tight. Eddie dropping into form a diamond to try and make it a 4, and then a back 5. And I think that's probably a decent defensive shape. He says as Palace attack. Let's see.
Was that the 4th red card of the weekend as well? Because there's been quite a few in
I
it.
think 5th maybe.
Yeah.
McAllister, Ream. Bloody hell, I can't even count a third. Agad,
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is the 5th then.
Tomi Asu, and I don't know if there was another one.
Crowd it
Have
out.
that.
On Saturday there was another one, yeah.
Was there? Okay.
Well done.
On your
Wolves,
bike.
Nunez.
On your
Ready.
bike.
Go,
Yellow.
you ref.
Yellow. 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 Yellow.
Are you going to book him, right?
Yellow.
Are you going to book him?
You got to pull your card out there, bro. Sorry? Sorry, what?
Yeah, fucking joke. Fucking useless. They're all so shit. Bin these refs, says Boneface. Makes me hate watching football. But we can't protest. Can't protest. You get a yellow for protesting. So, man is shit at job. Man tells man he's shit at job. Man who's shit at job books the man who tells him he's shit at his job.
Yeah. And retains his job week after week after week.
Yeah, and retains his job. And might be brought back, by the way,
Yeah.
a few months later on some advisory role. Let me advise you on how to be shit. I mean, oh my God. It's just like, oh, God. Honestly, nothing winds me up in football more than the standard of refereeing and the way that they are run as well. You know,
I don't think we can get through a game this season without getting a left back injured or sent off. Seeing he still won't play.
Yeah, Zinni's back next week.
shout out to you, might remember who it was on the predictions. I feel like it was Robbie when we were predicting how many red cards there'd be. Well done, Partey. Had a good last few minutes. When we were predicting how many red cards there'd be this season, someone brought up the new rules and how that might impact the amount of red cards. But whoever said that, they've called it quite well so far.
But was this anything to do with the new rules? Time wasting from a throw-in and what they called a cynical nudge? That would have been a red last year.
Yeah.
P7DS has never seen James so triggered. That's wound me up, I'm sorry.
No foul. There we go.
Here's Odegaard. What can you give us? Do you know what? I
nothing else there,
understand.
man.
See, this is where a
understand.
Turkish point comes into play. That is where you want to see Martinelli just going for it. Do you know what I mean? Not happening against Eddie.
I don't even know if Martinelli would have got that one.
Well, no, I'm not saying that ball, for example, but I'm saying that option wasn't there.
I
Or
think,
would have been there
it's
with
Eddie's
Martinelli
work
there.
ethic, though. I
Do you know
think
what
he
I
just
mean?
really,
Nah,
really
listen,
appreciates
big up Eddie,
the work
because
ethic.
Eddie's done
Martinelli's
alright
work
today,
ethic is second to none in Arsenal.
Oh, dear.
I don't ever see anyone working harder than Martinelli.
Can we
Why
get
do
out?
you have to make good points, Turkish man?
We need to get out.
You're trying to be nice.
Yeah, well, trying to
That's what you're trying
understand.
to be.
Trying to understand. I'm with you. I'm keeping Martinelli on, but here we go.
It's Havertz who would have come off. For
Lerma into the box. Rice wins his header. Decore now has the ball, and they've opened up a bit here.
No foul.
Edouard is Mitchell. Cross into the box. They're getting men back. Saliba with the header.
Ref!
Eddie wins a foul, and he's not happy with that. He's really.
Nice.
And Anderson's protesting. Yeah, well done. Stay down.
They're going to add it on.
It's Ty disguised as James. Ah, man, so frustrating.
I want to see the Tomi nudge again.
Yeah,
if I'm honest.
they've only shown it a couple of times.
Jorginho!
They haven't showed it much, have they?
It's not the one that I would have
So is
thought.
this coming on for Havertz or?
It's got to be Havertz. It's got to be on for Havertz. What's Arteta trying to read his?
Compact.
I'm sure he's not saying
he's
let's
coming off.
fucking go, guys. So I'm not sure. What else is it?
With
Here
Eddie
come-
coming off now, there really is only one out ball.
Havertz.
Like, I mean, the problem is Saka's playing at wing back, so there's actually no real out ball.
There isn't.
Kai,
There is a
we're going to hit the lines. We're going long. Hold up. Spin players. Play them in. Get a couple goals. That's the task. Kai, anything less? Oh, here we go.
10 minutes.
Plus 15 added time, I'm
This is what you
sure.
call hanging on, man.
They've had a red card, they've had a penalty. They're playing 8 minutes minimum. Strap in.
That's what I mean, and these changes don't really bode well to me, man. We've literally just told Palace, attack us
Yeah,
for the
come
next.
bring it.
You add 8 minutes onto what's left. Is the next what? 20 minutes.
Well done. Header one. Oh, God. Come on.
You leave Saka, Odegaard, Havertz as the three attacking players we have.
But I think he's gone for Havertz to try and hold the ball up and give us something there.
Yeah, but who runs off him into the box?
Well, we didn't have that
That's our
anyway,
ball.
did we?
That's our ball, ref.
Or was Havertz meant to be doing that?
Well, Eddie's meant to be doing that, but Havertz wasn't.
Book him
really
for that
winning his
then.
Headers.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Martinelli would be the one to do it otherwise.
Yeah.
Listen, as long as we don't concede, we win the game.
Right,
Look,
first
okay,
yellow
so-
card.
Okay, here we go.
First yellow card is.
But Tommy
Havertz
doesn't have the
with
ball
time
here.
wasting.
Tommy doesn't have the
time
ball here.
wasting. Still time wasting Havertz.
Tommy
Still
doesn't have
time
the ball.
wasting Havertz. Now it's Tommy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Too long. 9. 9 seconds of a throw. Did he need to take that long though?
He didn't have an option, but
What's
There's
this?
no foul.
Nah.
I'm sorry, there's no foul. I'm actually even more sympathetic to maybe the throw-in. I think the rule's a joke. Just add the time. Say to them for every,
The throw-in, I'm going to say
blow,
it's a yellow.
blow your whistle and say that's a minute added time. You know, we'll book Havertz for initiating it. But
Frank, let us know what the people are saying, please.
yeah, well, what they say on commentary as
Yeah,
well.
what are they saying on commentary about it?
What, regarding the
second yellow.
second yellow? Yeah, all the only information that I've got is it's a believed nudge from Tomiyasu. That's good. But we've seen the replay. There is no
What for?
nudge.
Believe nudge.
No nudge.
I know what like Neville and Carragher think of that because
I think they'll hate it.
what?
I think they'll say it's a disgraceful decision.
Bun booking, it's not a foul.
Yeah,
There's nothing
yeah,
there.
Exactly. That's my biggest thing.
That must
It's
have
not
been
even like
watching it again.
It's not even, oh, that's harsh. You don't need a yellow.
Yeah.
There is no foul, people.
Anyway, it is what it is.
And Rice. Oh, Partey! Fair play. Go on,
Nice.
Kai. Well done, Kai. Okay,
Nice,
well
go on,
done.
go through.
Go on, Deck. Okay, Saka, run the whole pitch and score, please. That would really help us right now.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. That's absolutely fine.
So Tomiyasu misses the next game, so that's his 2 first choice left backs out the team. And Rice has given it away. And he might get booked for trying to pull him back there. And he's given a foul on IU. Gabriel's furious and he's going to get booked now for screaming at the ref. No doubt. I'm deadly serious. You're not laughing. Honestly. Ref, can I have a word? That's unacceptable. Yellow card. Taking the piss. Don't you dare call me ref. Here we go. IU, he's had a lot of fun against Tomiyasu. So one thing, he's got the Gabriel Saka battle now. 5 at the back for Arsenal. If you've missed us mentioning it earlier, and Rice is going to be able to get forward a little bit more now that Jorginho's sitting. So that's another interesting change. And now White, you can only do what you can do, which is clear it to Johnson and goal.
But you keep giving them possession, you're inviting another wave and another wave and another wave.
That's what the subs did.
James is toxic, Zenza, for defending my team. Oh, right. What else have we got? What's everyone saying?
Come on, man, 7.5 to go.
This has been horrible, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Not going to lie, none of this is...
Forget Tommy. Can you give James a red card and send him off? Annoying as fuck, says Quay Trey. Quay, please like the video if you're enjoying the stream. And subscribe to AFTV. Joel Ward off. Raksak on. Youngster? I mean, I've never heard of him before, so I guess he's coming on as a Palace youngster, getting an opportunity. I think
This
Mitchell.
time's going to go so slow, man.
Of course it is.
And there's going to be a lot.
That's our throw, by the way,
There's going to be
ref.
a lot added on.
That's our. Oh, he's giving it to them. Oh, I look forward to his report. Well done, headed away by Gabriel. Lama back in the box. Bryce wins a header.
Come on.
1-0, 83 minutes gone.
7 to go, right? But how many are they going to add on?
Who's Rice screaming at?
No idea.
He's not happy with someone. Good to see him getting comfortable early. And he's putting a performance that merits it as well, by the way.
Yeah.
If he wants to scream at someone, scream. Do it.
I mean, you're quietly hoping it was the ref that he was screaming at, though, isn't it?
Oh, I hate this, man. It's so horrible.
Yeah. Mitchell goes down the line.
Keep him out
White's
here.
there.
Just keep him out here. Just keep him out here.
Partey 1-on-1 with Mitchell. Don't foul. Oh, he's done well, but he concedes the corner. But he did well to stop him getting around him. Corner for Palace.
I am shitting it.
Yeah, I know. Welcome to the club. Do you want some water?
I've got some, thank you.
So where are the beers?
I'm absolutely bricking it.
Horrible this is, man.
Hey, whoever built the set didn't set us up for the 1-0, holding on to dangerous leads. So they set it out. Just don't foul. Just don't give a penalty away. Rice tries to clear. Palace still have the ball. Saka and now Saliba putting Edouard under pressure. He's coming inside. They play the 1-2. They're in. Was that handball? No. Cleared by Saliba. Saka takes a touch and has to try and clear. And he's done really, really well. And he can only get down the line. It's all he can do. It is all he can do. Into the box. Saliba gets a foot on it. Now Eze. Odegaard's got to step up to this. And he does really well. Partey now showing some composure in possession.
Again, you give them the ball back. It is wave after wave after wave. They have no other option, but they have no other option because of the 11 that are currently on the pitch.
And also because Arteta's put us into this now 5-3-1 or 5-4 formation, I kind of feel sorry for them because you're not going to retain possession if there's no outball. And Edouard had a free header there.
Yeah, he should have done better with that.
Oh my word! And Ben White's looking, thinking we got lucky with that.
Should have done better with that.
Very lucky. Saliba tells him head up.
No, he knows.
They're high-fiving each other like they didn't just leave the man free in the box for a header, man.
Nah, but I think that's a we got away with it. High five. Like a all right, not again. High five. Head up. High five. Let's get through this. High five.
Oh man, this is horrible.
Can't be good for Roy's health either, man. How old is he?
Come on, boys, man. It's at 4.5 to go. Stoppage time.
6?
Let's say 5 minimum. Let's say 10 to go.
Ball's gone long. Can Havertz win his header?
Foul!
Short.
Ref!
Referee's he's nowhere near the ball. Oh. It's Gehi now. Arsenal drop back into their shape. They haven't got out their half for 15 minutes. What feels like an hour. Anderson on the ball. He's got a real pass on him, Anderson. Don't
What
know
are you
him
saying,
to-
Turkish? Second yellow.
It looks like there wasn't a foul there. My only thing is I haven't seen it enough, and Tomiyasu didn't appeal it.
I'm kind of with you, man.
He just ran back into his position like, yeah, it's a foul. Let's get on with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you didn't touch him, then you say to the ref, I
You were
didn't touch
going
the
mental,
guy.
like being sent off.
Yeah, even before even the ref entertained the card, you tell like.
Got to follow the runners. Oh, you got to
he's
follow the
flying.
runners. Eze comes in, great block by Saliba. And it's fallen to Odegaard gets in a big tackle.
Go!
Havertz has to try, but he's won it back. Lerma. Palace come again. Anderson. Wide to Mitchell. I said he's got a good pass, and he showed it there. Mitchell 1-on with Partey.
Oh, dear.
Wowsy picked him up in the penalty area there. White. And it's just got away. Good defending. They got bodies there. And Arsenal deal with it. James, you can let it out. It's okay. Say it. The rest are a disgrace. Angry James is something to behold. Love the passion. Well, I'm glad I'm keeping you entertained. Thank you for the lovely comments. Got an interesting super chat from a United fan in a sec, which we'll go into.
That's an attacking foul. Ref!
Nope, not for Arsenal.
We're not getting anything.
Ahamada
We are not getting anything.
into the box by Anderson.
Away.
Saliba gets a crucial touch there. They come again. Mitchell.
Cannot believe it's
Are
only
you?
been 40 seconds since I last looked at the clock. Oh my God.
Anderson, that is spot on, Sharoy. Ahamada.
Go on
And
then.
back. And he's won a foul.
Ref.
Oh, he gives it.
The ref, do you see the ref wasn't? He was
He had to
waiting
think
for the
about
linesman.
it. He had to think about it.
All right, Jackie Boy says, I'm a United fan. I hate the decisions and the officials have made and the new rules. While it's funny to see it happen to rivals overall, it's absolutely disgusting refereeing. Very unbiased and
Zinchenko
fair
and
chat.
Kivior.
Zinchenko and Kivior are coming on now. 40 sides. So for the first time, Martinelli looked proper upset being subbed off. Win or lose, whatever it is that Arteta is trying is not working at the moment. We'll see. Let's see.
Who's that? Odegaard and who else?
Havertz.
We had an update from Frank as well. What have you got, Frank?
Yeah, just a pretty interesting stat actually. I didn't really know it, and it makes it really unfortunate that it's come in under these circumstances. The red card from Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu is the first Arsenal player to be sent off in the Premier League since Rob Holding against Spurs in May 2022. That's a 15-month run without a red card. Remember we went through that time period. I think we got like 5 or 6 red cards within the space of a few months. So credit to Arsenal for not getting a player sent off for that long, but it's just unfortunate in the way it's happened.
Yeah, agreed. And Arsenal showed some really good ball retention here, and Zinchenko comes on to try calm things down. Well played, really good. And it's the first time Arsenal have strung a few passes in their third, and players like Jorginho and Zinchenko are definitely going to help you do that. Here's Ben White now.
Corner flag.
From right back. Come on, you Gunner, says touch of awesome. He also says this sucks. Binny says, gents, didn't you commit an obvious foul while on a yellow? The referee jokes have gone up a level this season. Yeah, but because what they'll do is they'll keep making it about, you know, the way players speak to refs rather than about what the players are speaking to refs about, so it'll never get addressed. A better spell of possession this from Arsenal, guys.
Nice.
Is that Partey? Is Partey inverted when we're down to 10 men? Get back to right back!
Nice, beautiful. Come on, man.
Not great from Havertz, that.
Zinni.
Oh God, pulled calf incoming.
Nice.
Calm.
7. Oh my days.
Do you know what?
I knew it would be. I
fully expected 10. I fully expected 10.
I was going to say 8, so 7.
So you know, I'll take that.
Keep it in.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, what a touch!
Oh, nice.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Benny Blanco. Saliba
Nice.
into Jorginho. This is really, really nice. Partey, I told you he's inverted from right wing back.
Well played, Arsenal.
He's
well
gone.
Played, well played.
Down to 10 men. Plan A. Or Zinni.
Easy,
I don't
easy.
think you're ever going to win that
What
battle.
was that?
But well done, well done, Kai.
Referee, yellow, please.
Yes. the
Well done,
yellow's
Kai.
out.
Well done, Kai. Well done, Kai.
That's 1 minute down. 6 to go.
That's no way.
Do you know what? Just send him off. Why not? Just send him off.
Good bit of possession there, because I can't lie, the way we've come into our show, that's not good enough either, because this is Palace. At least with 10 men, have some sort of threat. And until just this moment here, where we haven't really shown a threat, we've just held the ball. Like Shiro said, it was wave after wave. The substitutions were inviting more pressure on.
But you know what the thing is, man? Sometimes when you're down to 10 men, you come to terms with the fact that it's going to be wave after wave. But the way that we set up, it was almost as if we deliberately invited it.
Yeah,
And
that's
that was,
what.
and that was my
yeah.
problem with it. Do you know what I mean? It's not
Stop
necessarily that we were trying to get out, but we couldn't. It was The substitutions and everything about it, and the way we stopped pressing and just dropped off was all right. Come, let's do this.
They weren't peppering our goal, were they? It weren't like, Christ, we need to put some
Yeah.
reinforcements on here because they're hammering us.
No, they've
we
gone
just
long
allowed
here.
them to go, right, we'll just hold on then.
Into
Come on then.
Ayew, and now Kivior's got the one-on-one defending to do. Ayew's come up against 3 or 4 different players in that position, and yeah, he's had an all right game. Lerma now, Eze, and now we've reverted back to that shape. It looks like Partey's gone into midfield actually, in fairness. So it looks like it's Gabriel, so White, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior, Zinchenko is the back. And Partey and Jorginho and Rice and Havertz are just running as much as they can to just get us through it. Gehi, Eze. Ball into the back post.
Oh.
Nice.
No, that's actually very good because now he can just wait till Eze can't. No, it's not Eze. Who is it?
There we go. He said, look, he said, get out, get out, go. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it, Aaron.
Everyone who's running like headless chickens and doing everything, run more. Gotta love goalkeepers.
That's great as well.
Go
That's
on.
great as
Oh
well.
no, ref.
Yeah, it was.
I know, but sure, I don't want him to give
There was
it.
no need for it though. He didn't need to do that. He didn't need to do that.
I know.
And he gave the
giving
card
him a yellow.
for kicking the ball away.
He didn't need to do that.
You gave Havertz a card.
He kicked
He booted the ball away.
So really, Havertz should be sent off. Time wasting and kicking the ball away. Gehi. Half of the added time played. 93 and 30 seconds played. Here we go. Arsenal fans around the world holding their breath. It goes down the line. Gabriel defends it well. Well done. Come on, keep going, keep going, keep going. All right, okay, we're not there yet. Can we-
Just concentrate. Fuck you, man.
Arsenal with a goal kick. Well done, everyone. Well done. Let's get them in. Well done. Come on.
You can tell that's a man that's been sitting on the bench for 65 minutes. He was ready to come
Psyching
on.
himself
He
up.
was ready to come on.
Yeah. He was sat there winding himself up.
Him coming on probably says it's not so much rumours and unrest, it's more tactical, that's why he hasn't played.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, Edouard wins that, and we need a header one here by White, and it is won by White, and it's cleared by Rice. I like that. White, Rice doing the
Yeah,
job.
go.
One of you have that.
Oh, and to think, normally we'd bring on Rob Holding for the 5-2, the 5-3-1. Where is he when you need him? Here's Partey closing down Eze. Gehi now, and he goes to the back post.
Oh, no.
And there's no one there. Zinchenko with a tackle from
Get
behind.
up.
But Gehi, Ramsdale needs to claim. He's
That's a
done.
foul.
He's fouled, and it's over the bar from Mitchell.
Did the ref not give that though?
No. Yep.
I hope they don't look at anything in that box and
Oh
say,
no, it all looked a bit desperate, didn't it? Zinchenko from behind, no, nothing
this
there.
one here.
Nah, nothing there.
No,
And nothing there.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
we're
right,
fine.
right.
Actually, no, it's not a
Ramsdale
foul.
did well to actually just parry that
It's
away.
not a foul. Ramsdale didn't have that in his control. Player's entitled to go for that
Yeah,
for me.
nothing there. And then
That's
just,
fair
that
enough.
was just, yeah, that was a good save actually.
He did well there, Ramsdale.
Yeah.
And we're just watching the manager's reactions. Mikel.
God.
Mikel, why would you become a
Horrible,
manager, eh?
This is horrible, though.
Can Havertz win his header? No, but can Arsenal put a bit of pressure? No. Declan Rice keeps running. Look at him charge it. Look at Jorginho. Run back. Yeah, he's trying, my friend, he's trying. Here they come. Again, 95-50. We're entering the last minute. Mitchell, and it's low, and it's cleared for a throw. Saliba clears it. 96 minutes. 1 minute to go.
Keep him out here. Keep him out here.
Mitchell, here's Gehi. He's put in a few good balls.
Have that.
Hamada Rice. Rice gets there, and he had to pull something out of the fitness locker there, just to get a foot on that, but he did. And here we go, Gehi again. Partey getting there to close down. Zinchenko goes out to the winger, and he's doing quite well there. Kanzini hold him off, put it into the box. Ramsdale claims. Ramsdale claims. Well done, Aaron Ramsdale. You can punch, you can even leave it for your defenders, but he comes and claims it, and we are now into the final 15 seconds, and there's been nothing that should suggest much more football being played. Don't time waste here, Arsenal, and you will get the win. Ramsdale clears the ball out of play. He should have hit a corner, but anyway. Yes, we've won it. Arsenal get over the line. 1-0 at Palace.
That's Declan Rice. That's Declan Rice, man.
Done. That is Declan Rice, man of the match.
Come on, big 3 points, man.
That is Declan
It's
Rice,
another
man
game
of
we
the
didn't play well in,
man.
and it's away from home, clean sheet. Declan Rice puts in probably man of the match performance for us.
I didn't want to say it when it was happening because I didn't want to jinx it. But one, it looked like they've trained to defend against 11 when they're down to 10. And two, I cannot remember one clear-cut chance after the red card. Everything that came in, we actually negotiated pretty well.
Yeah,
we dealt with it well. I just
agree.
didn't want to say it because if it goes wrong, it goes wrong. But in general, if you're going to go down to 10, we invited it, I get it, but we dealt with it well. So fair play.
Yeah.
I agree.
Fair play.
I agree. And that's 2 games Arsenal have ended nervy, but had the minerals to come through what could be a sticky situation, shown a little bit of character. Do we want better in the 90 minutes? Absolutely. Did we, like in the Forest game, see flashes? Sure. I think Arsenal should have had 3 goals today with the chances they had.
Yeah, Eddie should have definitely scored a second one in the first half.
Yeah, and at that point, you're looking at 2-0 by the time the red card even happens, even if it is a red, right? And it's still a lot more comfortable than that.
Agreed. This is a horrible place to come, Palace. It always is. I'm sure it's a lovely ground. Horrible away game, and Arsenal had to show something, and they did. I still think the red card is a joke. I do. I'm sorry. I barely see a yellow card in the 2 yellows, let alone 2 and a red. But okay. And Arsenal, one of 3 teams to get max points with Brighton and City. Dan Potts, awfully quiet.
Yeah, man, I don't like that, man. I don't like that. I'm sorry, man. I can't have a game like that.
What happened to champions find a way and all that?
I know, man. I know, but listen, I'm with Sharoy in terms of how defensively positive that we had towards the end of the game, but I can't walk away from that and be like really 100% happy, man. There's still a lot that's missing, I think. And I have to say, strike-wise, up top, I think I'm looking more negatively up top today than I'm looking positively. I think for me, defensively, there's some positives, but up top, should have taken some chances early on today, James, and we don't have any of this worry at the end. Eddie's got to do better for me. Martinelli, he's got to shoot in the first, 3 minutes of the game, 2 minutes of the game. And then we're not talking about holding on to a 1-0 and bringing on Jorginho's, Zinchenko's, Kivior's. We're already 2 or 3 up, But listen, we take the 3 points today, man, because I'm exhausted by the end of that, man.
Yeah, agreed. Sure.
Bruv, I would have taken a clean sheet at Selhurst if we had 11. So the fact that we've done it with 10, this is one of those that because we got the 3 points, take it and get the fuck out of there. But that does not mean that there isn't a fair bit to dissect before the next game week, because I think there's going to be a lot of people talking about system, a lot of people talking about personnel, a lot of people talking about refereeing decisions. There's a lot to unpack from that game, but 2 of the 3 things that I just named, they're within our control.
I think some real positives are, and you flagged it, Turkish, you all did, the Declan Rice performance, fantastic.
Man of the match for me.
Man of the match, I thought he's brilliant. Going forward as well as defensively, the ground he covers is unreal. I thought Aaron Ramsdale did really well, claiming crosses, punching when he had to, making saves when he had to.
Went long when he had to.
Yeah, I thought he was very, very good. I actually think defensively, what happens after the game is you then start to reflect on the chances and the big moments, knowing we don't have that anxiety because we know the result. And it's a bit, I feel how you felt about Forest last week. Yes, it was kind of nervy because it was the 1 goal, but when you reflect on it, apart from Eze maybe nearly winning a penalty, they didn't do anything. The Edouard chance, I actually think he still needs to do really well to direct that into one of the corners. So I think defensively a lot of credit. We came to Palace and dominated large parts of the game, especially that first half. Then we could have had a goal or 2 for sure. We didn't do enough offensively. You can see that there are still relationships being built there. And now you've got 2 home games in a row, Fulham and Man United. Those are opportunities, maybe not Man United, but Fulham. Opportunity to really try and build on those relationships again. But I just think you come to Selhurst, you win, you get out of there with 3 points. City did the same, very unremarkable last year at Selhurst Park, and they got a penalty because of Elise, and they won 1-0, and they didn't have the 10 men defending to do. So I'm happy. I'm genuinely very happy. 6 points. I'm chuffed.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's so early on. You don't know whether this, you don't know whether you should take much from the performance right now. Mm-hmm. Is it one of a handful across the season that we have where we win the Premier League, or is it an indicator of what's to come in terms of performances and results catching up to the poor performances?
Yeah.
I think this was a big one because when I look at the first 4 fixtures, this is the one where I said, all right, it's Monday night, it's Palace. If we fuck up one of these first 4 fixtures, it might be this one.
Yeah.
We've gone past it now. Now there's one more game where I think you can get away with trialing and testing again. And that's Fulham at the Emirates. But then it's Man United, and I don't think you can, or you potentially don't get away with doing the same there. So I
Agreed.
think Fulham, pick up another 3 points, any which way you want to do it. But against Man United, I want to look to that one and to really send a message, because last season we went 1-1 across the season. I think that definitely wasn't a fair reflection on the distance between the teams in terms of quality. This season, I just want to put them to bed more emphatically than the way Tottenham did on the weekend, heading into international break. And it's nice to see we're one of 3 clubs that have won the first 2 games, because like Sharoy said at the beginning, what do we do tonight? Do we join that list at the top, albeit after 2 games, Man City and Brighton, or do we fall into tier 2, where you might still have Chelsea fans, United fans, Tottenham fans, Newcastle fans, etc., thinking, oh, are Arsenal with us this season, or are they still up there? We haven't got the answer to that yet, but the table looks how it should be looking.
Finding a way to win. That's what people always used to say to me. Yeah, but Arsenal, even though they're playing, they don't just find a way. They don't just find a way. We developed that more under Mikel Arteta, and I'm really glad that the players were able to, even the players that came off the bench, were able to get up to speed with the game very quickly and do what had to be done. Question Everything says, what did Havertz do? Someone tell me. I'm not having the Havertz discussion, sorry. And not because there's no kind of good points made in terms of his performance or whatever, just because, like, we're going to be live on full time later and we'll just dissect every player's performances, but right now the players had to step up and play. I think it was over 30 minutes, or around 30 minutes, down to 10 men, and it was just about showing commitment and getting bodies in the way, and I think everyone did that. HW says, Rice man of the match, Saliba and Eddie also very good, but this forcing of Havertz will cost us this season. Everyone wants to talk about Havertz. I mean,
it's a legitimate concern, James. I know you don't want to dwell on the negatives, but a legitimate concern is Havertz still not really producing much. And I'm not asking him to produce the world. What I'm asking is to be involved in one piece of good play at the very least. Have an effort where we're like, ooh, is that what you can do across just pre-season and the first 2 league games? Now we haven't seen one thing apart from maybe against City. His hold-up play was okay. Like we said that many times about Lacazette in the past, and we've picked out little bits and bobs. We've won 2, but if we don't improve on the performances with Havertz in the side, and like I said, results catch up to the performances, then these legitimate concerns are a reality.
I wholeheartedly agree. I just think we've talked about Havertz before, we talked about him on the watch along, we've talked about him throughout the game, and largely this game will be reflected on for so many things other than Havertz, and I'm surprised that people want to bring that name to the conversation above other things, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but listen, if I was to ask you 3 now, what's changed this season to last, that in our first 2 performances we haven't been as fluid and created as many chances as we would have seen last season? One of the things might be Partey being right back. You ask why that is, it might revert back to Havertz being played and having to be,
but it might not. It might not. My worry is that Havertz might end up bearing the brunt of the manager's system change, when in actual fact it may not be to do with Havertz. I've had my own suspicions that it's to accommodate Havertz, but that might not be the case. And I think next week will be quite telling, because the left back decision seems to have been made for him. It's going to be Zinni inverting off that side. Yeah. And if it's Zinni inverting off that side, I actually think Arteta reverts to what we would call our traditional 3 in midfield.
All right, we're all happy?
Okay.
Listen, we won. Of course, we're happy. We won, man. I'll be happy with a win. But
3 points.
There's some concerns, of course there is, but it's early days. I would just say, would you be more confident of Arsenal winning a title with the system we loved last year, or with this system? I have to say the old stuff was better, but we might see him revert to that. Jesus and Zinchenko coming back is vital. I think that we will revert back when we get them two in for me anyway. But we'll have to see, man.
I
6
agree.
points.
Yeah, 6 out of 6.
EM says, guys, open your eyes about Havertz. He's in midfield. Not everything's about goals and assists. Oh, anyway. HW says, James, it's not about Havertz himself. It's about moving a CDM to right back, a right back to centre back, and a top centre back on the bench just to start Havertz. Okay, well then that's a fairer, and I think you made that point as well. So that's a fair point. All right, everyone, thank you so much. There's 10,000 of you live watching, enjoying the win with us. We're going to say big thanks to Frank as well. Frank. Let's get the camera on
Frankie.
Frank. There he is, look at him, chilling, enjoyed his win. I don't blame him. A penalty won it for Arsenal. Martin Odegaard slotted it away after a little bit of genius from Martinelli and Nketiah to make a lot out of what seemed just another free kick, but they won a penalty from it and did well, and they're just showing it back now. I think it's just absolutely stonewall, and Arsenal come out the 1-0 winners at a very tough place to go, no matter when in the season, no matter how they're doing. Selhurst Park is just always a tricky trip. Arsenal got the 3 points. A big thanks to Turkish, a big thanks to Dan, a big thanks to Sharoy, a big thanks to our amazing production team, and all of you in the comment section as well who have been following us throughout the stream. Thank you for all your super chats. Thank you for contributing to the discussion, and hit the like button if you did enjoy this stream. Fan cams are coming very, very shortly from here and from the ground, of course. Laurie, Robbie, Cecil, Lee, all at the game, and full time will be live very, very soon as well. We'll catch you all in a bit. Well done, Arsenal.